Boogie, what was the last lie you told? Oh, I tell so many. Let's see.
This is evil, like fucking really evil. And it makes the crypto scam look like nothing.
Ironically, after lying for 2 years about having cancer, he may now actually have cancer. Is that not proof that there is a God?
He is stupid, don't get me wrong, but he is also a bad person. People wake up every day wishing they don't have cancer. Boogie wakes up every day wishing he has it so he can get that 1 out of 10 video on the algorithm.
Now look, before I get into it, let's talk about the elephant in the room, which is me. I'm the guy who faked cancer. I'm the liar. I'm the manipulator. I'm the piece of shit. I get it. I get it.
He has made a career out of doing some of the lowest shit platforms ever seen. If you believe in a god and the devil, you know that this shit is alone enough to send you down to fucking hell and burn there. That's how bad this situation is.
It is needless to say that not all villains are born. Some are made, and the most tragic of them are those that are fallen heroes, individuals whose work and ethics elevated them above all. However, after a prolonged period of degradation, they eventually become the very thing they stood against, a tale as old as time. From pointing a gun at someone that knocked on his door, to being exposed for scamming his fans of millions of dollars and lying about having cancer, Boogie's blurry days are a thing of the past. But how does a wholesome, overweight YouTube pioneer that once took pride in his shortcomings become internet's biggest lolcow that is forever encapsulated in the shadow of his past? Hey, my name's PhDT, and in this video we'll dive into the never-ending saga of sorrow, gluttony and desire of Boogie2988. To truly grasp the extent to which Boogie has gone, we first need to explore his past. Boogie, aka Stephen J. Williams, was born on July the 24th, 1974, in a small Virginia town of St. Paul. His childhood wasn't something many would consider normal, his father being an addict and his mother abusive. In this environment, Stephen suffered immense amount of physical and mental torture. He'd often talk a lot about his mother's abusive nature, with the most tragic of stories from his early childhood being perpetrated by her.
I would see my brother and my sister get abused all the time. I watched my mom break my brother's nose once because he got caught drinking. My sister referred to my mom as a witch, and she said she was a bitch. So she literally stood on her chest, all 250 pounds of my mom standing on my 10-year-old sister's chest, pouring Joy dish detergent into her face to try and wash her mouth out with soap.
But it was also in this abusive environment that Stephen found an attraction for video games. Unfortunately, things only got worse from here. As if being subjugated to psychological abuse wasn't enough, his mother also fed him only junk food, which caused him to gain excessive amounts of weight.
Where she would beat me to near death and then take me to Pizza Hut right afterwards, and I would sit there eating a deep dish pizza while trying to smile and trying to enjoy it. Sometimes I would be sitting there with a wound that still needed to be dressed and bleeding into my shirt. It wasn't until I was 25 and she made a confession to me that I realized food was part of the abuse. The plan was that if I got so fat and so unhealthy, I would never meet a girl, I would never be able to leave her, that she wouldn't have to die alone, as a way to control me and to keep me there. And
being morbidly obese at such a young age caused him to get bullied by his peers in school, but this would not last forever. Before leaving for college, Stephen's mother would abuse him for what he mentions the last time.
But a few months before I left for college, Mom hit me for the last time. She never hit me again. She raised her fist, and I just naturally, reflexively grabbed her fist. So she reached in with the other one and I grabbed it as well, and I held her hands in place. And I realized that I had maybe 150 pounds on this already very large woman, and I stood almost a foot taller than her, and I grabbed her hands and I said, "Mom, I think we're done with this. I don't think you get to hit me anymore."
Unfortunately, removing him from an abusive home did not remove the abuse from within, as he was left with huge baggage from his past. Stephen wouldn't finish college, but instead of returning home, he relocated to Fayetteville, Arkansas, to live with his brother, and not long after he was homeless. Despite his terrible financial situation, Stephen moved in with a friend and began job seeking. But there were limited job opportunities for a man weighing 200 kilograms, so he began studying web design, which turned out to be very lucrative. It's worth noting that technological advancements were speeding up during this period, so Stephen had to take a step back and ask himself if this was sustainable.
Eventually, the same website I would design over the course of a week, people outside of the country, once the rest of the world got on the internet, people outside of that country would design the exact same website using templates in half the time I would, and they charged $25 for it. So that's what I started having to do. Went from making $500 a job to $200 a job to $100 a job to $50 a job, and I went from working 4 to 8 hours a day to working 8 to 16 hours a day.
Unfortunately, his eating habits still followed him from St. Paul, which had him consuming copious amounts of calories on a daily basis. Add to this depression caused by working excessively, and it's easy to see that food was more than just a means to survive. At this point, Stephen was essentially immobile, not to mention him nearly experiencing death.
But what they didn't realize is that I had a condition called lymphedema, which is causing this porous material to appear in my legs, and that porous material was eventually getting infected, and that rotted the flesh, actually necrotized the flesh. And they originally wanted to amputate the leg. The infection was so bad. But first they had to beat the infection that was in my heart, so they ran a PICC line directly to my heart, and they pumped one of the strongest antibiotics known to man directly into my heart to try to keep me alive.
But no matter how bad things were, this was the beginning of something great. On April the 6th, 2006, Stephen launched his YouTube channel under the name Boogie2988. Initially, his videos consisted of him acting foolish in front of a camera while using his weight as a means to stand out.
One more, because that is really sexy.
This behaviour was untapped at the time, which helped him garner attention. YouTube gave Boogie a new meaning in life, but there seemed to be a trend in Stephen's life, which is that a good thing would always be followed by a bad. In October 2009, Boogie's mother would fall ill and pass, and the impact on him was devastating. One of the notable moments was when she was near her deathbed, where she apologised to Stephen for ruining his life.
And she says, "I'm sorry." And I said, "For what?" And she said, "I ruined your life." And I said, "No, Mom, no, I like who I am." "Oh, you like who I am?" And she said, "Yeah." I said, "Then you got nothing to be sorry about. It's okay."
Although this was a rough period in his life, it didn't stop him from posting videos that brought in even more eyeballs, and he would eventually hit the jackpot with his alternate ego Francis that was showcased to the world in 2009. Francis was a big part of his YouTube channel in the early days. Essentially, Francis was a stereotypical gamer who exaggerated every inconvenience thrown his way. On some occasions, he would also break stuff around him in a hilarious feat of rage.
All you ever do is call me fat on the f***ing thing, God!
An overweight man acting idiotic in a video seemed to draw a lot of people. Boogie continued with the Francis act until his video titled "Francis Gets His Warcraft Account Hacked" would become his banker, because in 2010 popular YouTuber Ray William Johnson featured a Francis clip on his show Equals 3, directing tens of thousands of people to Boogie's channel.
When I first found this last video, I thought I had struck gold. Now the video itself is about this guy, Francis. And Francis loves playing World of Warcraft, but unfortunately for him, his account was hacked, and he's a tad bit upset about it.
Sorry, I've been crying a little bit tonight. I'm just really upset. I don't know what to do. I'm just really upset. My Warcraft account has been hacked.
No, Francis, I don't actually believe you're upset.
I paid so much to play a game. Mother, so mad. God,
Alright, Francis, calm down. I'm sure your World of Warcraft account was getting you laid left and right.
But even though people came to the Boogie channel for silly skits and Francis acts, what made them stay would be the transparent, personal vlog-style content. From the very first upload, he was always open about his upbringing, sharing his experiences and lessons about his abusive past. At the core of his persona lie a damaged man who tried to be the best person he could, despite his trauma. Naturally, people flocked to him in numbers to offer their support, and how could they not? With such a tragic backstory, you couldn't help but feel pity for the man. But as it is always the case, fame brought with it a slew of trolls who were primarily interested in mocking Boogie's appearance, a common practice that sadly always comes with popularity.
Some people, and you probably aren't one of them, their thought after watching that video apparently is, you're fat. That's what they left in the comments right there on that video. Are you fat? What do you do, man? Do you go watch Dave Chappelle in stand-up comedy, and at the end of his routine, stand up and go, "Hey, you a nigga? Did you know you's nigga?"
The main problem here is that Boogie gave these people much more attention than he should have, making multiple videos on the subject which showed a certain amount of insecurity.
I wanted to talk to you about something that I've covered several times before, but I want to cover it again now, and I probably will a dozen times in the future before I fade off of this sad little rock we live on. And that's the topic of me being a big guy.
These unhealthy obsessions with his attractors would follow him to the present day, and it is this that was the catalyst eventually leading him to his current situation. During this period, Boogie would begin making money through AdSense, something that came as a godsend for someone in his situation. A few years would go by as Boogie's following amassed. He continued in his niche of content and even expanded into other areas. His personality would soon attract the attention of a fan who saw Boogie as an inspiration, and they began dating around 2010, and she took on the role of Francis's sister, Des, in Boogie's famous skits.
Merle, how'd the big date go?
Not so well. She didn't even show up.
What do you mean she didn't show up?
I know, I waited on the plane to show up and she didn't get off the plane. Are you feeling this?
The pair seemed to have good chemistry, something Boogie realised himself, so after less than 2 years since the start of the relationship, Boogie proposed the question.
So I got you this. And, Des, I'm asking you to marry me. Will you marry me?
In 2013, Boogie would marry Des, and the video would be uploaded to his YouTube channel. It seemed that with all the hardships thrown his way as well as his horrible upbringing, Boogie somehow had made it to the top by not only having a loving wife but also having a job many could only dream of. Boogie had the capabilities of printing on demand whenever he pleased, as all it took would be a silly Francis skit, such as "Where's my goddamn Mountain Dew?" currently sitting at 24 million views.
It's delicious! It's delicious! I don't want Fago! I want a Mountain Dew! I want my goddamn Mountain Dew! I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find my goddamn Mountain Dew. Yeah, did you drink my Mountain Dew? Did you drink my Mountain Dew? Let me smell your breath. Let me smell your breath. Oh, you Mountain Dew drinking. Drinking out of a Mountain Dew?
It's Mountain Lightning, Francis.
I can't afford Mountain Dew! My motherfucking Mountain Dew! You sons of bitch! Oh, you sons of bitch! You sons of I will hunt you to the edge of the earth! I want my goddamn Mountain Dew!
Boogie had the best of both worlds. Viewers made sure to always appreciate Boogie for his mature approach and for being a support pillar for many people regardless of his alternate persona. With all of this positive attention, it seemed inevitable that Boogie would hit 1 million subscribers. His status would extend outside of YouTube, showing up in commercials and most importantly in a documentary series called Super Size vs Super Skinny, where individuals with weight problems are assisted by fixing their lifestyle habits. This is especially significant because Boogie had been struggling with his weight for decades.
I'm 39 years old and I'm about 37.5 stone.
Boogie readily admits that he's addicted to food.
Food is the center of my universe. Yeah, when I'm eating food, I'm thinking about the next thing I'm eating or thinking about the thing I'll eat after that.
Weighing 230 kilograms would result in a lot of discomfort for anybody.
My quality of life is so poor. I mean, I'm very blessed with my job and I'm very blessed with my fiance, but when it comes to being in pain all of the time, the rest of my life, no matter how short or long it is not really worth living.
However, many believed during this time that Boogie glorified obesity and being overweight, as some of his most popular videos would be him showcasing his weight in a comedic manner. But Boogie steered clear of any misconceptions by making sure to encourage people to not let their eating habits ruin their lives like they did his.
If you are 50 or 100 pounds or more overweight, you are directly impacting your health. If for some reason the entire medical community is not enough to convince you of that, then let me try. At 40 years old, I take 15 pills a day and an injection just to stay alive. And on top of that, my knees are shot, my back is shot, I have trouble walking, I have trouble standing. Hell, these days I have trouble sitting comfortably. Just keep in mind this old saying, there are a lot of fat people and there are a lot of old people, but there's not a lot of fat old people.
Throughout his career, he mentioned many times his concerns about his weight and its fatal effects. Unfortunately, with food being his comforting mechanism, he would always make no progress, or when he did make progress, he would always gain back weight he managed to lose. This showed just how much he was struggling with his demons from the past. Being left with what seemed to be like no option, Boogie would partake in a gastric bypass surgery, which would drastically shrink his stomach so he would be physically unable to eat. However, the surgery was still in its preparatory stages at this point, and Boogie's first controversy loomed on the horizon.
Pursue bariatric surgery, but before they'll even touch me, I have to lose another 90 pounds, and at 3 pounds a week, that's quite a bit of time. But I can do it, and I hope that I can.
In 2014, Boogie amassed 2 million subscribers and he'd become a force to be reckoned with. But around this time, little did he know he'd be dragged into his first controversy, Gamergate, an online movement dedicated to preserving ethics in video games. This resulted in huge segregation, with gamers being categorized into one of two categories. With many conflicting viewpoints between both parties, the situation spewed into huge amounts of disrespect.
Call this what it is. You and the other
in the gamer world are coming for our balls to snip them off, put them into a little felt purse, and take them away, so we have to play your non-violent games, right? It's a subculture war.
There is something going on, and what it is women being harassed and threatened and terrorized.
After you first attacked male gamers for enjoying looking at big-breasted women with tiny armor that barely covers their nipples. What is wrong with that? I like what that looks like. I'm a man, baby. Newsflash. Right. I like it.
And Boogie, being a part of this community, decided to share his opinions on the matter. Boogie addressed that stereotyping gamers should be stopped regardless of gender, ethnicity or race, a clear display of centrism. It would be right to assume Boogie had avoided backlash, however Boogie was threatened and his personal information was leaked online. This ushered a response from Boogie with him saying, "Just last night I deleted a YouTube comment from a user who posted my home address and said he'd kill my wife and leave me to mourn." Due to how volatile the situation was in 2014, it's safe to assume that Boogie would have gotten backlash regardless of what he'd say. So this wasn't enough to taint the reputation of one of YouTube's giants. Moving into 2015, Boogie purchased a house, and considering Boogie was just homeless 10 years prior in the same city, his financial turnaround was jaw-dropping to most. He had a loving wife, a house, and an amazing support structure from his YouTube audience. Based on your size, I assume the younger years and growing up weren't the easiest. Well, who's laughing now? Sick house, making great dough, doing your thing, cool all over, and a wifey. Yeah man, keep it up, you deserve every single penny. Things were all up for Boogie as he'd just won the Trending Gamer Award at the 2016 Video Game Awards.
Boogie2988.
Thank you, sir, and thank you, Jeff, for this show, and thank you, everybody, man, that at home and voted for me. Thanks for my wife, who's changed my life and given me something to fight for. And I got to be saying, I got to say, I've been playing video games since a lot of you were before you were born. And if you look at me, like physically, there's not a lot I can do in this world, but the game creators like yours have created worlds that I can explore, worlds that I can accomplish, worlds that I can be a hero in. And I think it's so important for nights like tonight to celebrate the people who create those games that have given us a distraction from the world we live in today, that have given me a distraction at the darkest points of my life. Thank you, guys.
And closing in on 2017, Boogie's channel had reached a mind-boggling 4 million subscribers.
Hell yeah!
When I was a kid, nobody really cared much about me. My mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, nobody really cared much about me. And I spent the majority of my life a recluse in my home, without very many friends, without very many family members, not much of anything. And YouTube 10 years ago changed my life. I met a bunch of people and friends through YouTube. I've met people all over the country. I've traveled the country because of YouTube. I even met my wife because of YouTube. And it's a remarkable thing that has changed my life for the better.
But unfortunately this streak of good fortune would not last long, because another controversy would manifest itself. Boogie would be on an anti-bullying panel at VidCon 2017 and ended the panel with his closing speech.
I think sometimes because we do talk about certain subsets of people, specifically people without privilege, some people can get the misconception that only those groups are targeted. And I say this as the only male on this panel, and I say this as a white cis male, a person who's in a place of privilege, that I understand that some communities have it worse. And I don't say this to dismiss anyone else's pain or to say that I have it worse, because I genuinely don't believe that I do. I just want to say that if it can happen to me and I'm coming from a place of privilege, I think this can happen to anybody. It can happen to any of you who choose to create tomorrow. And I think when we get that misconception, I think that we have naysayers. Well, it's not worse for women. It's not worse for people of color. I think when we focus it on a human rights issue, not a woman's issue, not a man's issue, not a gay or straight issue, or a fat person or skinny person's issue, when it's a human rights issue that affects us all, at least in some way, I feel we can unite these subsets and these groups and these different people, and I think we can fight it together. And when we do that, I think that's how we actually...
This speech agitated a lady called Anita Sarkeesian, a feminist Gamergate instigator, and she confronted Boogie after the event, even throwing a finger in his face. His reaction to this situation and the video he made garnered a lot more hatred than support.
I was afraid that we would clash there. I was afraid that I would do something or say something that would upset her. We philosophically disagree in some small areas, but in general we have some of the same ideas, and I think we want some of the same goals. So I thought it would be okay. I didn't want to cancel the panel or anything like that, but I certainly didn't want to step on her toes or upset her in any way. I'm shaking, very, very nervous, and I don't remember exactly what she said. I'm paraphrasing here, but she said in a very upset that I think it was very fucking uncool that you said what you said there at the end, knowing that no one else would have enough time to respond. And I bet you can imagine how that affected my anxiety, because the exact focal point of my anxiety for the entire weekend, in fact for the last 6 weeks, the nightmare scenario that I was terrified of actually had come true. I had upset somebody who I very, very much had tried to not upset and did not want to upset.
You apologising for Anita dragging you down shows you have no privilege in this situation. Don't defend your bully. You tried way too hard to placate a hateful bigot. Sad to see you walk on eggshells for fear of offending someone who hates you just for being a male. But Boogie had other worries, primarily his gastric bypass surgery, which was quickly approaching.
My window of opportunity here is closing. My diabetes is getting out of control, my blood pressure is getting out of control, and I could drop dead at any moment. It's kind of a now or never situation.
Not to mention a procedure like this should be taken very seriously, since it could go wrong in many ways.
Some people spend the first year in and out of hospitals. Hopefully we will get lucky though and recover quickly and fast and well.
The surgery was a success, and Boogie's stomach was reduced to the size of an egg. The topic around gastric bypass surgeries would be the main theme for his videos at the time. However, his YouTube channel would show early signs of a serious problem that were about to arise. During 2017, Adpocalypse was in full swing, resulting in YouTube demonetizing many videos that they deemed inappropriate at the time. Unfortunately for Boogie, most of his content involving his alternate ego Francis would be demonetized.
Friday with Francis experiment. 4 Fridays in a row, and the videos have done very, very well. I'm very surprised. They've done well in terms of views. When it comes to money, they are making no money. Somehow YouTube has not given them the demonetization signal, yet they earn $0.
The reason being because of extensive swearing and violence displayed when in character, something that was no longer welcome on the reformed platform.
Would normally make me $200. That's just a ballpark. I'm just guessing here. Could be more, could be less, depending on the video. A Friday with Francis video that is at 200,000 views might earn $20 or $40, $60. Next to nothing.
Francis primarily revolved around Boogie being loud and destructive for his audience's amusement. Essentially, Boogie's most profitable content was no longer monetizable, which would foreshadow a significant impact on his financial situation. In a desperate attempt to salvage anything he could, Boogie had been live streaming occasionally during this period and begun opening up about his current marital situation.
I'm going to try to put it in the nicest way I can too, okay? Because it's very important that I do.
And it wasn't for the reasons his audience expected. Boogie mentions his wife, Des, moved away for a brief period of time.
I was doing a stream, and I got a phone call in the middle of stream, and it was my wife calling, and she wanted to talk to me, so we talked. And she said that she was really frustrated with the process of the surgery and frustrated with all the other things that she was having trouble with. And we were going to take a break after the surgery. But we hit the 4-month mark, and when we hit the 4-month mark, my wife
At the 3-month mark, my wife went out of town for a week to go spend a little time with family.
After the week's stay had passed, his wife then followed up by saying she wanted to stay longer to take some time away from their marriage.
And then she came home and she said, Steve, I want to go back home for a while. And I said, okay. And she goes, I really feel like I need to find myself. I really feel like I need a few weeks away from the marriage to find myself and figure out who I am and what I want to do. So are you still coming home? And she says, yes, I'll be home. And it may not be on the 2nd, but it'll be real close to then. And I'll be there for the Christmas party on the 18th. And we'll do Christmas together. But then I'm going to want to go home for some more. And I'm like, okay, I understand that. You know? And I personally think, based on what she's saying and how she's saying it, that there's no end to the amount of time she's wanting to spend up there.
Boogie would then decide to reveal even more personal information about his relationship on that exact same stream.
She's got a new north. Well, I'm gonna portray my wife's trust here to tell you something really important. Okay, if I was able to go public with everything right now, I would do that, but I'm not. But trust me, I know what I'm talking about here. Okay, fight for love. I won't give up. Don't you worry. Do not betray your trust. It's very minor. My wife, God love her, she's not a very sexual person. She has been very sexual with me, but I'm one of the only people she's ever trusted that way. You see what I'm saying? Her other men that she's been with, it's just not a thing she's that into. So when everybody talks about cucking and her fucking around or cheating on me, it's not possible. I'm literally one of the only men that she has ever really been attracted to. So, cucking. Yeah, that's what they say. That's what 4chan says every time I talk about this. You know she's getting filled by some black stud. You know there's some black fucking bull that's just filling her with cock meat, giving her the real fuck she deserves. Some big black bull just filling her with cock meat.
This wasn't met with the enthusiasm he anticipated. If he thinks he's the only man his wife has ever been attracted to, then he's lost his goddamn mind. His streams are completely different from his videos. The gentle pacifist fence-sitter Boogie is just as much a persona as Francis is. Glad the veil has finally lifted and people see him for who he has always been. I'm literally one of the only men she's ever been attracted to. Yeah, okay, the 600-pound man is what really did it for her. Then how come there's no morbidly obese guys in those band posters she has all over the walls? God, he's so naive and gullible. This disaster was met by yet another stream in which Boogie revealed that his wife wanted to stay separated for even more time.
In my right mind right now, I would not talk about what's happening, but I am going to go ahead and do it. I've always been a bit of an asshole. So, we have decided that we will, I think we're looking into separating after the surgery. Now, I don't think divorce is what's going to happen, and I don't think we're going to get divorced. I think we're going to separate for a little while to get a little bit of space.
And again, instead of keeping things private, he decided it would be best if he had an emotional episode in front of a camera.
You sure you wanted to go public with this? No, I'm not sure of anything right now. I'm in shock. At the very least, I'm in shock. At the very, very least, I'm in shock right now. Has she ended this? Yes, we've talked about it quite a bit. You know? Is it over? I don't think so. Is she okay with you talking about this now? I don't think she would disapprove. But, I mean, honestly, I guess it doesn't really matter. Well, I guess it does matter. It actually is her life, too. Yeah, that's a good point. but again, I'm not really thinking straight right now, so I'm just kind of doing stuff. But you're right.
Boogie listened to sad music, cried on camera, and even watched his proposal video.
I've seen everything to see, from Bangkok to Calgary. And the souls of
Depressing is the only word that comes to mind while watching this downward spiral. Imagine being the partner of someone who goes on stream and just airs out all their dirty laundry and your personal problems for the entire world to see. Boogie was hoping his wife would return, and that this was just a temporary solution for the marriage problems they were facing. However, soon after, he would announce that a divorce would indeed be happening.
My wife has always been with me, and I even proposed to her on YouTube. Our wedding video appeared here on YouTube, and you know, it was pretty great being public with that because we shared all of the really good parts of our life. But just like anywhere else or anyone else on social media, I did not show the bad times, and our marriage was far from perfect. We sat down with a mediator, we got everything hammered out, and we filed the papers, and in about 30 days we're going to be completely done, and you know, we're just going to move on from there as exes. I guess that's what we already are. I mean, the ring is off, we're Facebook official, and it's over.
Amazingly enough, they stayed in touch after the divorce, with Boogie even citing that they were still friends.
We're still texting each other, we're still interested in each other's lives, we're very eager to become friends, and we're still helping each other out.
He'd even go as far as calling her live on stream on his birthday, and his viewers were treated to what can only be described as the cringiest 5 minutes.
In a couple days. How are you doing?
I'm alright. Can't complain too much.
I made it to 45. What do you think about that?
It's impressive.
Yeah, I didn't think I would.
Only another 40 to go.
Another 40, Des? You hate me that much that you want me to live to be 90 and 85?
Math was never your strong suit.
It's VidCon is weird without you. It really is, because like we're all these very familiar places, right? And like going to Disney without you, I've been like 5 times now. It's just so weird. Just your ghost haunts me there. It's kind of nice though. How's your summer adventures been? What have you done that was cool?
Went to Door County, which is like Eureka Springs of the North.
Oh man, I haven't been to Eureka Springs in forever. Because people don't know this, but that's where we got engaged.
Yeah, it is.
This is a really good story. I don't know if they're going to want to hear this, but so we were driving up to Eureka Springs, and I had been planning for like 3 weeks to ask you to marry me that day. And it was my birthday. Oh my God, it was my birthday. You remember?
Yep.
All of the YouTube videos are still up. You know, our wedding YouTube video is still up and everything. Because I don't see a point in deleting it. People have asked me like why I don't delete it, but I'm like, what's the best day of my life? I love that day. Why would I delete that? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, jeez, what a day.
Oh, but you have to finish the engagement story about how you picked a fight with me about how I never watch your videos anymore.
Yeah, so
I was working like 60-hour weeks.
I know.
You don't even care about my videos. You don't even watch them. I'm like, what are you talking about? I help you film them all the time. And I'm like, why are we arguing about this? I'm dying right now.
And I'm like
look at my face.
I will tell you though, I'll say the thing that probably haunts me the most is every once in a while I hear a song on the radio and I have the thought, oh, Des would really like the song. And then I'm like, aw. Somebody says this woman is hilarious. Music is more than... Yeah, why do you think I married this woman? Of course, she's hysterical. She's far funnier than I ever was. Why do you think the Francis videos haven't been good since we separated? Did you cuck me, Des?
Did I cuck you?
Yeah, did you screw TJ behind my back or whatever?
What TJ?
It's because Remington isn't attractive, but TJ was hot as shit. I mean, he's like, you know, like he's a gay guy who takes really good care of himself. It's just crazy. Why, at the end of the day, confirm or deny this, let's see what you think. We got divorced just because it wasn't working.
Right.
Is that pretty much it? We just weren't happy?
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
But I knew that we were going down a path where we just were not clicking, and we were fighting, and we were resenting each other for things, and I didn't want that to be the end of our story where we spent the next 20 years of our lives hating each other, you know?
Yep, absolutely. But thanks for consenting to have this phone call. Thanks for talking to me. Hopefully this puts some of the idiotic hate to bed. I don't think it will, but you know, who knows.
Boogie would leave 2017 as a divorced man, and things only got worse from here as problems with YouTube and his degrading mental state took a toll. Boogie's behaviour became stranger. The kind and gentle person seen in his earlier videos started to feel like an act to many.
Educated, I get it. You wish I was fucking dead. I fucking got it, man. I got it. I fucking got it. I fucking got it, okay? I got it loud and fucking clear, man.
Oh, can I bounce on you a while? What are you into? Are you into butt stuff? I love butt stuff. I like to go to strip clubs where they say you can't touch and then touch them.
When I'm live, I go crazy.
I have never donated to anyone before.
Why do I have two beds? One for me and one for my hooker. One for me and one for my hooker. One for me and one for my hooker. One for me and one for the hooker. One for me and one for my hooker. Is it something like that? Is it something like that? Is it something like trying to get my pubic hair out of your mom's teeth? Yeah, it's exactly like that.
Most of the children die. You just gotta lick them right where they pee from. Like this. You can't put your finger into a clitoris. Somebody here doesn't have a scalpel handy. You splay that fucker just right, you can wrap it all around your fingers. You gotta shave real thin. Woo! That's disturbing. That's the most fucked up thing I've said in a while. Where's the girl? I want to see your tits. I want to see your titties. Show me your titty ball. Show me your tits. Show me your tits. Eat 1,000 dicks, okay? Line them up, 1,000 fucking cocks. Eat every one of them, and then eat a pussy. Eat 27,000 pussies. That's a lot of money, I guess, for a person of color, or is it not? I don't know. But I have a gun that's also a USB drive. So, I don't know if that offends you. You! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! To you, yeah. Fuck on you! Fuck on you, bitch! No, fuck you, mother! Fuck you, mother! Hey, what's it like to be a stream sniping piece of shit?
What's it like to be a fucking whale, dude?
It's not so bad. I mean, it's, you know, at least I'm not lonely like you, so that's nice. My mother loved me, you know what I mean? I had that going for me. I don't have to die alone.
This is all! I am a fatally flawed, broken person. You know, I'm not that different from my mom. I'm not that different from my dad. I've never molested anybody. You know, I didn't beat my kids. I chose not to have kids so I wouldn't do those things. But does that mean I'm any better than my mother? Does it mean I'm any better than my father? Probably not.
And you tell me that man didn't deserve better than that. I fucking dare you. I fucking dare you, and I will knock you the fuck out. I will. I will knock you the fuck out. I will fucking floor you. You tell me that man didn't deserve better than that. Then I'll knock you the fuck out. I'll knock you on your fucking ass. I swear to God, I will. Anybody deserves better than that.
Boogie also openly admitted that he plays a character for the camera, and the way he acts in YouTube videos does not accurately represent who he actually is. It was extremely strange to hear something like this come from Boogie, since his personality is the main reason why people stuck around his channel. The colours of the real Boogie would slowly be revealed during his live streams, where his persona began to crack, exposing someone buried deep within.
2018 was really hard. And so am I.
Someone who was perhaps always there, but expertly hidden.
If you're stupid enough to think that of me, then I can't help how stupid you are. Like, you can't teach physics to a dog. And if you're someone stupid enough to think I would ever verbally assault somebody, I can't teach you physics, you know. Like, you're just gonna have to believe what you believe. I will warn you though, Twitch Boogie is very different from YouTube Boogie. What I'm saying is there are people out there, those little douchebags, little heads, little shit faces, little whatever the fuck you want to call them, and they fucking little pricks, little fucking ball sacks, little faced pieces of shit, whatever you want to apply to them.
It wasn't just his now indecent comments or his changed attitude that was jaw-dropping. It was also his interactions with friends, fans, and strangers akin.
Are your parents still alive? I can't say.
Here we go. Ready? Yeah, they are.
And are your parents still together?
No.
Okay, alright, so maybe I should take point then.
What?
Well, if your parents aren't together, then you probably come from a broken home. You're probably going to get real angry when you start losing, so...
I won last game, but that was my first game on.
All right, well, maybe you just learned how to channel that anger. All right, I wish you luck, man, then. Good luck.
You, are you look at me, I'm dead. Look at me, I'm dead. Put me in a Logan Paul video. Look at me, I'm dead. Put me in a Logan Paul video. Look at me, I'm dead. Put me in a Logan Paul video. Put me in a Logan Paul video. Oh, look, I'm hanging from a tree, everybody. I'm hanging from a tree. Put me in a Logan Paul video. I'm hanging from a tree.
I'm just gonna be honest with you. When I was at my fattest, dude, I had a lot of trouble wiping my shit. And so what I would do is, since I was having trouble wiping my shit, I would go ahead and I would just take my shit, and I would wait until it was time to shit. And I would wait until it was time to take a big steaming fucking shit. And then I would just shit in the shower, because it was so much easier than shit in the toilet than trying to get my asshole clean, because I was so fat. And so that's just how I did a dookie poop. That's just how I pooped from then on out.
I think too young is an age of consent. I think if they're not in the age of consent in at least your region, you're definitely breaking the law, and that alone is punishable.
I am what I eat, though, and I do eat that big box. I do love my hand and mouth stuff. I like going hams on a bit.
Guy.
This started showing that Boogie was losing his grip on social aspects.
Fun of the way I look. They make fun of the way I look. Okay? I know I was fat. I know I tried to lose the weight, okay? I've lost the weight. Look at this body of mine. Now look at it. This is my body now. Look at all this loose skin from losing all the weight. I look like an old wrinkly man. Stop making fun of me. I know what I look like. I know I'm fat. Look at it. Look, I know I'm fat. Look, it's all wrinkly. It's all wrinkly from losing the weight. I used to be 600 pounds. And now it's all loosey-goosey. It's all loosey-goosey. And you're still making fun of me. I lost 250 pounds. And you still make fun of me. Stop body shaming me. Look, it's all loosey-goosey.
Another way he demonstrated his mental instability was through a series of strange videos in 2018, the most disturbing of which was Boogie/Francis losing his mind, uploaded on December 21st, 2018. In the video, Boogie filmed himself in a room that has the words "I'm a psychopath" written across the walls, while talking to himself and pretending he's addressing his made-up character Francis.
What's up? It's me, Francis. And I want to be honest with you, I don't think Boogie's doing so good. Holy I wrote this. What the Shut up! Shut up! I don't need you here. No, I disagree. I think you assaulted his mother about 10 minutes ago. Things are getting a little out of hand. It's just a prank. What kind of prank is this? Okay? Read the writing on the wall. No. I'm in control. I've got this. I'm in complete control. It means just to your friends. What kind of friend lies to you about a book? What kind of friend cuts you out? Destroyed everything, okay? You're the one who's ruined my YouTube career. You're the one who takes over on Twitter and makes me tweet all of this awful. You're the one who takes over on the live streams and makes me say these things that ruins my career. Character assassination. Are you familiar with that term? Because you are the gunman. You are the gunman that pulled the actual psychopath. You are the reason she left. Okay? And you know that. Yeah, Boogie. And why she left. I'm also the only reason you found her to begin with, okay?
Later in the video, he brings in an effigy of his ex-wife to deliver a speech, all of which just seemed like a desperate cry for help.
You don't have to trust me, buddy. Okay? I got a friend you could talk to. Well, look right there. She's here. I'm sorry, I know you don't like being on camera.
How have you been? I miss her too. I know you're tired of hearing it, but I'm really sorry. Come on, she's here. Is there anything you want to say?
What do you want me to say? I don't know what I'm supposed to say to her. Well, she's an actress to me. She just pretend, right? You tell me I'm a character, she's a character, right? That's my.
But Boogie's mental instability wasn't the only thing on display. His professionalism was also questioned while he was interviewing his friend, Kid Behind the Camera. This video was despised by everyone that viewed it on the sole basis of how manipulative it was. Kid Behind the Camera is a YouTuber with millions of subscribers that would make videos with the Angry Grandpa Show. His real name is Michael Green, and during 2018 he came under heat as accusations flew his way when clear evidence of physical abuse towards his children were shown on camera. Boogie would take on the responsibility of questioning Michael, as he himself had been a victim of abuse. When questioning Michael, it was no surprise that he went rather easy on him.
Man, are you abusive to these kids?
Well, first, I wasn't abused as a kid.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you were saying.
I was the golden child.
And you said you had hardly anything saved.
I still have hardly.
Because we were talking, you had a video saying you were like going broke. Yeah. And I called you up and I'm like, Michael, is this real? And you're like, yeah, dude, I have barely anything saved. Tell them why that is. Tell them why.
I mean, I take care of everybody in my family. When Dad was alive, I was paying all of his bills. Not to mention, he gets half of the YouTube money.
And a lot of people will say, if that's what he thinks is appropriate to show for the video, what is he not showing? I mean, do you guys fight off camera? Is it worse when you... Have you ever hit Bridget?
Never. Dad raised me that a man who puts his hands on a woman isn't a man at all.
Didn't bring up a lot of the actual important problems, racist comments, actual abuse clips, attacking handicapped people after illegally parking in a handicapped spot, etc. Used sad music and artsy close-ups, making the whole interview feel forced and not genuine. Did not push for any answer and just accepted all excuses. You ask if he's abusive and he says define abuse. That right there should tell you the answer. Overall was not a good interview because it was an interview done by all his friends who want to protect him. The interview feels like a way to change his bad publicity into good, and that's all. Coming into this interview, the concern of the viewers was child abuse, but again Boogie played the centrist role and refused to probe around. He'd even go as far as to agree with some of Michael's responses and occasionally answered questions for him, all while giving Michael the praise he never needed.
I think you're a good guy who does bad, stupid stuff every once in a while, and I'm not gonna lie, and I'm just the same way, and it sounds like your dad was too. And I hope my audience who is unaware of Michael gives him a fair shot.
While the YouTube video at first was criticised, viewers also pointed out a real issue growing in the YouTube community. YouTubers looking after each other's reputations and covering for each other even in the face of the most heinous accusations. It is entirely subjective to believe this was the reason for Boogie's behaviour, or if it was simply his inability to get confrontational, something that seemed to be becoming a trend.
Is Mike perfect? No. Has Mike made mistakes? Yes. I don't think they're the mistakes everybody thinks. I don't think he abused kids or anything like that. But I do think Michael shouldn't have never used those kids in sketches, and I hope he never does moving forward. Again, he also agrees. He also agrees with that. At the end of the day, if there was anything going on in that house, those kids would be gone. If there's anything wrong going on in those houses, those kids would be gone. Those kids are not being mistreated. I will stake my reputation on it, and I guess I have. Does that mean he should have shot sketches with him beforehand? No, he definitely should not have.
But Boogie's nice guy persona would continue to be challenged because in April of 2018 he would collaborate with Greek God X, a popular Twitch streamer, and during their collaboration Boogie would laugh and mock the death of one of his ex-girlfriends, someone who had died of cancer.
And so f*** her. And now she's dead.
And you
Actually,
fucked
both of them are. The girl is dead. My mom is dead. Everyone I know and love is dead.
Wait, the girl died?
Whoa.
Yeah,
Okay.
she died of 39 of like fucking lung cancer. She had breast cancer, and they beat the breast cancer. But then the treatment for the breast cancer gave her lung cancer.
Oh my God, that sounds absolutely terrible.
Yeah, it was fucking awful. Yeah.
I'm sorry you had to go through that, bro.
Yeah, that's okay. All right. I mean, I didn't go through it. I'm still alive. She's dead.
Damn.
Oh.
Brutal.
Yeah. I'm serious. You know, she like, why do I get to complain? She's the one that has to be dead. You know.
Goddamn.
People were rightfully outraged, and in a desperate attempt to take control of the narrative, Boogie would tweet out saying, "Today on Greek stream I chuckled uncomfortably when discussing my friend Danielle's death to cancer. I chuckled at the terrible irony that she beat cancer once, was in remission, then suddenly died to a second hidden cancer. Not my best moment for sure." But he'd be met with responses such as, "I chuckled uncomfortably." That's a very charitable way to describe it. Boogie would then double down by posting on Reddit saying, "Boogie2988 here, I know this is pointless, but the clip of me talking about my ex-girlfriend, here's the context. That girl died of double cancer, it's horribly sad. But when we were kids, dating in high school, she used to tell people all the time, 'I hope you get cancer.' Her sense of humour was dark. I loved it. She would tell me to get cancer all the time. One day she said to a mutual friend, 'I hope you get double cancer.' We laughed and we laughed. The last conversation I had with her, about a week before she passed, she laughed and she said, 'Can you believe I'm actually about to die of double cancer?' It broke the ice, we laughed and laughed. It was the last laugh we ever shared. When I think about it now, I laugh, just the way she wanted me to do. I get that you may not understand that kind of dark humour or her wishes, but I hope you respect them. I'll tell that story every chance I get, and I'll laugh when I do, because she was the kind of person that never wanted to see me cry." Boogie was making the claim that what had been said was an inside joke, something that can be neither proved nor disproved, since the person in question is unalive. But in defense of Boogie, if this was an inside joke, why tell this publicly to people who wouldn't understand it, allowing for it to be easily taken out of context? During this time period, one of Boogie's close associates would also pass away due to cancer, and in memory for his passing, Boogie would create a community post and go on to mention how Total Biscuit, the man who had passed away, quote, "threw him under a bus," unquote. The post itself was bittersweet. On the one hand, Boogie gave praise to Total Biscuit, whilst on the other trashed him. Many found this to be distasteful. Boogie would continue with his controversial antics over the course of 2019, and he showed no signs of stopping.
If you think like a go ahead and think like a You act like a fucking shoot you. How is that controversial?
I was at a strip club last night and I was on Pervert Row.
If I want to suck Mickey Mouse's big dick, I'm being scrutinized very deeply. But I'm going to say something super fucked up tonight. In fact, I should probably wait till more people are in here. But I'm going to say something super fucked up when we get more people in here. I'm going to go fucking hard. I know that my phone is built off of human suffering. I'm still going to buy one. Small titties, big titties, round titties, square titties. Shooty McTootie, I love all titties. We're all better than these school shooters. We're all better than those guys. Don't get me wrong. Okay, don't get me wrong. We're better than the actual racists. We're better than the actual bigots. We're better than the actual pieces of shit. Okay, but that said, it's a pretty slim margin. Black people, they go like this. But then black women, they're like this. Oh shit. Oh shit. And Mexicans, man, Mexicans be like. Oh shit. That's so humorous, man. I love how funny the differences are between the races. We're the bad guys, guys.
We're the bad guys, okay? I did the tiny petite couple of times, and I'm just gonna be honest with you, it's a weird mix. Cause here I am on the bed. Have sex with my genitals. And they're crawling around on me like, it's basically like having Sammy crawl around on me. They're trying to find a nipple or a penis or something. They don't know where it is. Gotta find the penis. And they're just tiny, right? They're so like, where is it? Oh my God, where is it? They get lost in a fold and they suffocate to death. And I'm like, oh, that's not even my nipple. They want you to hate me. They want you to fucking hate me, and they want me to hate you. They want us to fight in the fucking streets. That's why they gave us Twitter. That's why they gave us Facebook, so we could tear each other apart. Because if we're tearing each other down, we're not tearing them down.
While one could say this was just crude and edgy humour, it can come off as jarring compared to how he acts in his YouTube videos. It was clear that Boogie was displaying many personalities, and when confronted about it, he mentions,
who on social media just portrays themselves? Who on social media shows all of the nasty, gnarly, miserable parts of their lives? Nobody. Who does that? I think I share more than most. I'm going to try to focus on the numbers. I'm going to try to focus on the numbers. How many people are watching tonight? I don't care. I don't care if you guys are happy with me or if you're mad at me. If you guys are watching, I'm happy. How many people watched my video? Did 100,000 people watch my video? Perfect. That's all I care about. Did I hit my 100K? Awesome. That's all I care about. Are they mad? Who cares? Are they happy? Who cares? Did they watch it? Yeah. Did I get money? Yeah. Did I get a sponsor? Yeah. I'm going to worry about me.
But his differing personalities on YouTube and Twitch weren't the big picture issue here. His viewers grew hatred for his provocative claims and stupid remarks that he'd repeatedly make. For instance, when he claimed the Holocaust wasn't as big of a tragedy it was made out to be.
The Japanese experiments where they were like vivisecting the water purification facility in Manchu? I don't remember that. I do remember the vivisection. I do remember them doing open heart surgeries on people that didn't need open heart surgeries, like some really crazy shit. And so what I found out from this book is a lot of Nazi scientists and doctors were given asylum in the United States in exchange for the knowledge they had possessed. I didn't know that. You know, but if you think about it, a lot of some good came from all of that, in that health science was advanced many years. And that's one of the things that kind of made me have the mentality that I have. Nothing is black and white.
Boogie once again would take to X, pleading that this was one of his biggest regrets and that he no longer believes this to be true. This newfound criticism started to convert a large number of his fans into haters, something that Boogie had a real problem with. Bad opinions had a negative effect on him for a long time, and now these opinions grew more each day.
This is a good one. I was talking to Keemstar last night, and I'm like, Keem, I worry with the way these people are gathering evidence that some YouTuber with a big name is going to end up like doing a hit piece on me or something. What if like iDubbbz or somebody did something like that? And you know what Keemstar said, and I think Keemstar is right? He said, you should be so lucky. And I said, what? Oh my God, I couldn't handle that stress. I couldn't handle that anxiety. He says, no, that'd be the best thing that could happen to you right now. I'm like, what? How do you get that? He says, Boogie, your views, you're down to like 6 million views a month right now. People are going to hammer your channel as somebody with a bunch of, like somebody 5, 10, 15, 20 million views. He's like, you need the relevancy. And he goes, all those new people, you'll turn them into fans. That's what you do. He's right. I mean, how exciting would it be if I could get these guys to fucking make a video on me and get me all those views and get me all those get me that relevancy again? How great would that be? Now, I still think it would be mentally challenging for me, but I'm ready for the challenge, honestly. So, you know, like, I think Keemstar is right. I think, honestly, at this point, it can't do any harm. It would just do good.
But Keemstar was very wrong on this, and it got to a point where a disturbing pattern started to emerge in his videos. Boogie began to mention both jokingly and seriously the possibility of unaliving himself.
I think when the time comes, I'm gonna have no problem pulling the trigger, or like once I've fully given up hope you know, once I've fully given up hope, once I'm fully ready to go, once the internet has forgotten about me and you guys you don't need me anymore and I'm not needed around anymore, and if I haven't found a wife and I haven't had kids or something like that and I haven't had the life that I wanted for myself, and I'm just miserable and alone, I don't think I'll have any problem pulling the trigger. Are you and Robin Williams related? No. Both of you share the last name? No. I have nothing in common with Robin Williams at all whatsoever. He's hilarious. I'm a piece of human garbage. So pretty much pretty different. I think the only thing we have in common is that eventually I'll probably kill myself.
This type of behaviour horrified his audience, which had no idea if Boogie was in a mental state that he could be capable of doing something like that. The possible result of him feeling this way could have been due to the combination of his divorce and newfound infamy. One stream was so bad that someone even called a welfare check for Boogie, something that really agitated him.
My plan is as it is right now, and this is my first time talking about it publicly, but because I don't trust this person, because I've told them everything in DMs, and they decided to call in a welfare check on me that involved the cops showing up at my house, paramedics showing up at my house, the fire department coming into the house, in the middle of a date, by the way. Here's what I told him. I told him that all of this shit is making me suicidal, and I didn't want to fucking kill myself. That I might kill myself in a month. I might kill myself when I take care of my other shit. But I don't want to fucking kill myself tonight. I want to do it on my terms. I want to do it on my time. But the shit that I'm dealing with is making me fucking suicidal. And I told my friend, I'm like, look, I'm alone right now. I can't be attacked right now. I can't do this shit right now. Please, I'm going to block you. I don't want to talk to you about it anymore. Just leave me alone. I don't want to fucking blow my brains out tonight. I just want to be left alone, man.
This stream generated a lot of hate because Boogie got mad at people for trying to take care of him, and to most of them it started to appear that Boogie was emotionally manipulating his audience so that they wouldn't abandon him. Others of his videos showed a similar pattern of insincere behaviour, for instance when he responded in a very bizarre manner to Alan Roberts, a fellow YouTuber who made a video about Boogie's physical state, as it began to deteriorate once more.
I pretty much said that he was getting gastric bypass surgery as a quick fix, that it was like it was basically the equivalent to a addict cutting their thumbs off so they couldn't push a plunger in, you know. That he is a serious food addict. At one point in time, he weighed close to, I think, 600 pounds. He was a very big man. He addicted to food. Many videos of him just guzzling, you know, sodas and eating huge pizzas. Addicted to food, like truly addicted to bad food.
It's worth mentioning Boogie had made his weight a key characteristic of his channel, with many of his viewers being invested in his weight loss journey.
I wasn't able to continue my clean eating, man. I'm really sorry about that. I guess it was very important to you, and I'm sorry that it was, but yeah, since I was traveling, I wasn't able to keep it up, man. I got back home, and I've been doing it ever since I got back home, but you're right. I didn't do it while I was traveling. That's a real shame, man. And I'm really sorry I wasn't able to. Let's see how many people are disappointed. Tell me in chat. Are you okay with or disappointed with the fact that out of my 30-day clean eating habit, I only managed to pull about 28? How are you okay with that, or are you?
Following his bypass surgery, he made a series of comments mentioning, "In the past 3 years I've struggled to lose weight. We've tried every diet there is, eating less, aka calorie restricting, avoiding sugar, avoiding meat, avoiding carbs, low fat, no fat, high sugar, no sugar, high meat, low meat, no meat. Nothing worked, even when I had a deficit of 2,000 plus calories a day for weeks on end. My body wouldn't budge." A lot of Reddit users would argue that Boogie was just making petty excuses for his failures to lose weight, with Alan also driving home this point, but in a more understanding manner, giving him constructive criticism on his surgery and weight loss moving forwards.
There is no healthy food. All they have is burritos and tacos and French fries and cheeseburgers and pork buns, and there's no healthy food at the entire event. So I end up at the next day for breakfast. It was breakfast/lunch because I didn't eat a breakfast. I went ahead and had a burrito, and then I had half of a pork bun just before the end of the event. It's about 10 o'clock that morning. I had the burrito about 1 o'clock or 2, 3 o'clock that afternoon. I ended up having the half a pork bun. So then I went out with my friend Adam the Woo, and we walked about two and a half miles, give or take, I think, over total in the night. My phone has me at about 4.5 miles for that day. And while we were out, we ate tacos. I ate 2 tacos, and I ate Danny Trejo's 2 tacos there at the Danny Trejo store. And then I ate about half of this giant donut. I wanted to do 30 days of healthy eating.
Alan also commented on Boogie's once more deteriorating mental state, exposing some of the disturbing things Boogie had been mentioning on his live streams.
Boogie's a beta cock bitch, motherfucker. I forget exactly why we're going to talk about it. But when people say to Boogie, they're like, you could have lost more weight. You failed your surgery. You're still fat. You should be skinnier. Boogie's always like, yes, I hear you, and I hear your feelings and your opinions, and that is correct. I could have done better, and I want to do better, and I'm going to try because I'm a beta cook. People-pleasing piece of shit. That's what Boogie says. Okay? Now somebody walks up to me and says, hey, you lost 200 pounds. You could have lost more, and you should have lost more. How does it feel to be a failure? My answer is, go fuck yourself. Eat shit. Eat shit and go fuck yourself. Suck every dick in the world and fucking die. How about that? How about, is this your fucking body? Is this your fucking brain? This is my brain. This is my body. How the fuck does what I do impact you? Go fuck yourself. Eat shit. Eat shit. If you want to be skinny, go be fucking skinny. I'm me. I'm not fucking you. You're not fucking me. This is my brain. It's my body. Eat shit. If I want to be 700 fucking pounds tomorrow, I'll go to McDonald's right now. Go fuck yourself. If I want to be 200 pounds tomorrow, I'll fucking do that. It's my fucking body. It's my fucking choice. It's my fucking brain. Go fuck yourself. Either like it or shut the fuck up. That's the correct answer. That's what Boogie should be saying. But no, Boogie's all like, I hear you talking and I really respect you. I don't fucking respect you. I don't fucking respect you at all. Die in a fucking fire. Die in a fucking fire. Fat shaming piece of shit. Anyways, look at you, you bald chunky motherfucker. Who the fuck are you to be judging me on goddamn Twitter? Fuck you. For fuck's sakes. It's my fucking life. If I want to fucking get to 1,000 fucking pounds and put a piece of TNT up my ass and blow myself up, I'm allowed to do that. It's my fucking body. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm fucking wrong. For fuck's sakes, man.
Boogie's initial response was atrocious. He essentially attacked a fellow creator who was providing genuine advice and accused Alan of using his name for clout. He'd also hold a grudge against Alan and would go on the H3 podcast where he misrepresented him.
He made a video about I said on Twitch one night, I'm like, I don't know that I'll ever get smaller than 350 pounds because I'm really happy at my current size.
In the clip I was discussing, he said he was happy, but he also said this.
Being as big as I am right now at 350 pounds, I'm still going to die early, being 350 pounds. And if I'm being entirely honest with you, and I see no reason not to be entirely honest with you, even though I don't want to worry you guys, I don't care about dying. In fact, to be honest with you, most days it's a bit of a comfort to me.
And yet somehow, people being concerned about this man after he says like that, they're the problem. The person that's worried about him is the problem.
The issue here wasn't Boogie's poor life choices, but rather the recurrent deceptive tactics used by baiting in his viewers that were concerned about his health for views and revenue.
So a lot of people are wondering why I'm stuck at 340 pounds. And there's 3 major reasons, okay? There's 3 things that have to say that. Number 1, fuck you, it's none of your fucking business. It's my body, it's my choice, right? It's only your business when I make it your business, and I'll let you know when it's your business. When I want to talk about it, I'll talk about it. When I don't want to talk about it, I'm not going to, so kiss me. Good news is I want to talk about it, okay? Number 2, my primary focus is not on my body right now. My primary focus is on my brain.
Boogie was willingly presenting himself to the health and fitness niche as a topic of discussion by posting his diet videos, but when other fellow creators analysed his habits and morality, he'd act like the victim.
I'm going to theme parks, I'm trying to up my mobility, I'm doing my exercise, I'm doing everything I can do. What I'm not doing is I'm not cutting back on what I eat because food makes me happy and I want to be happy right now.
So I'm eating some of the foods that I shouldn't be eating because I like being happy, because I'm struggling with my mental health right now, and food helps me with that. But I am also like killing it when it comes to the physical department. I was a person who 2 years ago was in a wheelchair for everything I did, but now I can walk 3-4 miles a day. I can show you my Samsung Health. You can see on some days I walk 4 miles, 6 miles, 7 miles. That's my primary focus. Number two, my primary focus is on my brain. And number three, my primary focus is on increasing my mobility. And I don't give a shit what I weigh anymore. I don't care. 345, 355, 335, it's all the same to me. But this is probably where I'm going to bottom out for a while. I'm probably going to be about 340 pounds for quite some time. Because what my primary focus now is here and on my mobility. My primary focus is on healing my head and healing my heart now that my body is healed as it is. Right? And people don't understand that. Fuck them. I don't care anymore. I honestly don't care.
Oh, Boogie, you're lazy.
Fuck you.
Oh, Boogie, you're not trying.
Fuck you.
Oh, Boogie, you're...
Fuck you. Go fuck yourself. I don't care. I don't care what you think anymore. I know my plan. I know my business. I know what I'm doing. And my primary focus right now is getting my brain working. Getting my brain and my heart healed. That's my primary focus. My body is in the best place it's been since I was in 10th grade. And I'm pretty fucking happy with it. I don't want to make myself miserable to lose a few more pounds that I don't really care about when this is what I really need to be working on. Are you guys agree with me there? Or do you disagree?
In addition to putting up hot takes on Twitter that were constantly angering others, Boogie had a recurring habit of inserting himself into controversial situations. Not long after the scandal with Alan in mid-2019, news came out that fellow streamer Etika had committed suicide at 29 years young. It was a day of mourning for many, but Boogie sent out many tweets, with one of them reading, "Reddit and other negative feedback loops combined with my mental illness has made me suicidal as well, but I have been bullied my whole life and it has in fact made me strong enough to endure it. Not sure I could be in Etika's shoes and survive it though, he has it rough." Boogie took a tragic situation that devastated so many and tried to make it about himself once again. To add insult to injury, he felt the need to brag about how strong he himself was. Boogie then attempted to soften the blow by following up, "Etika has made it clear that the negative feedback he gets on the internet has made his life more difficult. I was just trying to convey that I was empathizing with that by saying I relate to something similar, but he has it 10 times worse than me." Boogie would also post a donation he made to a mental health charity as a form of compensation for his previous tweet, making sure to show exact numbers, which made him look even more immoral. If all of that wasn't enough, he'd make his way onto the H3 podcast and reveal that he was dating a very young girl, a fact that piqued the interest of many watching.
No, I think she was fine.
Got it.
Yeah, she's a smart girl. She's a strong, powerful, smart girl. For her age,
Strong,
I just
independent.
was just shocked.
How old is she? How old is she? What's the age?
She will be able to legally drink soon.
Damn you.
Unfortunately for Boogie, he wouldn't be laughing for long, since the person in question was soon discovered to be a cam girl named Lucy Fox, a girl that Boogie had met on a sugar daddy website. Some even went on to find Boogie's profile, in which he described himself as a people pleaser who liked to be pleased. Parasitic relationships as such usually don't end very well, and unsurprisingly he and Lucy would break up eventually, which led Lucy to post a video on Reddit exposing him as being a liar and manipulator during their time together.
I dated a YouTuber, and for his sake, I'm just gonna call him Asshole. Okay, so Asshole, I met Asshole, and he was on a website. I'm not gonna say what kind of website, but you can probably figure it out. And I, thought, oh, this must be a joke. Like, Asshole was nice at first, as most assholes are. And I thought, well, let's see how it goes. He seems like a nice guy. He was, you know what I do for a job, then you know I have to be at home in order to be on cam. Well, I couldn't do that because it would turn into an argument every time I tried to leave. Why are you trying to leave me? You know I need somebody right now. Blah, 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 blah. You know. He was like, why don't you just stay at home? Well, I'm not making any money at home right now because it's a slow season and I can't go anywhere because every time I try to leave your house, you scream and yell at me. All right, fair enough. Here's $500 so you can go out to Los Angeles. You aren't, you know, you're just annoying and you just don't want to listen to me, blah, 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 blah.
Praise God that she didn't say rape. Because at that point, I don't know what I would have fucking done. You know, she was going to make some shit up. Thank God she didn't say rape. Thank God. But I think emotionally abusive was what the subreddit already thought about me. They already thought I emotionally abused my ex-wife. And she was reading that subreddit every day after we broke up. She was mad that she didn't get money from me. She got mad that she didn't get enough money from me. She wanted money after we broke up. I wasn't going to give it to her. She made that video to punish me.
All of this raised serious questions about Boogie's honesty in his previous marriage, with viewers assuming abuse may have also been a major factor for his divorce with his ex-wife. Boogie backed this theory up by mentioning his ex-spouse had signed an NDA prior to their divorce.
Because in my mediation, there's like a non-disparage clause, which I asked for, that she didn't ask for. I asked for.
An agreement similar to that of a contract, something he later denied when questioned. He'd also previously admitted on the H3 podcast that his ex-wife had been walking on eggshells during their relationship.
My anxiety was so bad that she was kind of walking on eggshells all the time because she was afraid of scaring me, upsetting me, hurting me. And the way she reacted to my anxiety was very frequently with fight or flight. And for her, that mostly meant fight. So I would become anxious over something. And when I become anxious, I'd become a little angry. I'd become a little edgy.
Was me and my wife's relationship perfect? No. Did we argue from time to time? Yes. I think most couples do. Did I ever stand and scream in her face about fucking, tell her I wish she was fucking dead, or, I don't know. I lied to you guys about my divorce because my ex-wife wanted me to. So I didn't tell you guys the full extent of my divorce up until December when I made the video. So I had to lie to you about that for a while.
True or not, with all of this coming to light, you can see how people around Boogie started to talk about him in a way they never had before. But Boogie continued to feed on this infamy, and unbeknownst to him, this would be the beginning of his end. For the first time ever, Boogie was getting more hate than love. His viewership was declining, and page-long megathreads were being revealed, causing him sleepless nights. Boogie was officially at war with the internet. Boogie began to despise his retractors more than ever before. He was afraid of losing his status on YouTube. Everyone could smell the paranoia as he mentioned his critics continuously.
I've made some pretty stupid mistakes, but the truth is, I've not done anything that's going to ruin my career.
Eventually, Boogie couldn't take it and would come out and mention,
I'm here for you to torture me and only me. I'm going to make a living letting you torture me. I'm going to be the next Darkside Phil. I'm going to be the next Wings of Redemption. I'm going to spend every day online to keep you fucking busy so you don't do it to somebody.
In what could be considered Boogie's worst stream, he further sunk his career with one of his most infamous quotes being,
I think you are the lowest of the low. I think you are the worst of the worst. I think that there are fucking rapists and Nazis out there who, even though they are rapists and fucking Nazis, they are more redeemable than you because at least they're doing something they fucking believe in. They may be pieces of garbage, they may be pieces of shit, they may harm other people, but at least they believe what they fucking stand for. You stand for nothing.
Most laughed at Boogie for his absurd logic, but this showed how much his negative reputation was impacting him. Frustrated at this, Boogie decided to strike back at his detractors.
In destruction. These are the people that enjoy destroying people's lives, enjoy destroying individuals, online creators, anybody. These are the people that just play the Joker in real life and want to watch the world burn. I do think these people are worse than Nazis. I do think these people are worse than I do think these are the worst people that exist in the world. If you don't like me because of that opinion, that's fine. But I can tell you this. Those people. I would rather meet a fucking nut. I would rather meet a racist than somebody out there who just enjoys destroying lives because it's their fucking hobby. My opinion? Sticking to it.
He began falsely accusing people on his Megathread subreddit of swatting him, a claim that could potentially place innocent people behind bars. Hyberdasher A, the owner of the subreddit, denied these claims, and his moderator displayed Fayetteville police logs, Boogie's area of residence, and there was no record of any police officers being dispatched to Boogie's location. To which Boogie responded to a Twitter user in a private message saying that he had made an agreement with Fayetteville Police Department to stop recording their visits to him. Boogie said all this despite the fact that Arkansas state legislation makes it mandatory for the police department to keep a record for each and every time an officer is dispatched. In addition, Fayetteville Police confirmed to a user via email that under no circumstances do they ever omit dispatch calls from their public records. When faced with this mountain of evidence against him, Boogie finally admitted to lying about the situation, claiming that he intentionally falsely accused his critics of committing a federal crime and the Fayetteville Police Department of violating state record-keeping laws for his own amusement and to make his critics look bad. He'd essentially admitted to a federal crime, and when faced with backlash for lying about his critics swatting him, Boogie said in a private message to a user on Twitter that he is willing to risk going to jail to make his critics look bad because he has nothing left to lose. Following this up with 300 tweets in one day, I think it would be an understatement to call this an apocalyptic meltdown.
So after my Twitter meltdown tonight, I talked to this guy from that subreddit named Josh. Hi Josh, if you're watching this. And he taught me something really important, and I want to express it in this video. Going into that meltdown, I was so sure, like I was going to show you guys the truth. I was going to show you the tweets where my ex-wife said she never signed an NDA, and I was going to show you the receipts and that you guys would understand and you would accept it and we could all move on from there. And he showed me that you guys don't give a fuck about the truth, and it didn't matter what I proved, you guys will never believe me anyways, and it's just over and it's just fucking done. So I ain't gonna try. I'm just gonna take the L. And here's the thing about that. Once you guys had Keemstar on your side, there was no winning, and everybody told me that. So many people, Sky Williams, everybody told me, just walk away. Once Keeman's involved, you're done. I didn't listen. I thought for sure I could prove him wrong. I thought for sure I could show you guys the truth. But what I didn't realize, and Josh showed me, is you don't give a fuck about the truth. The truth doesn't matter. The truth doesn't matter. I could show you the IPs where I got hacked. I could show you everything. I can show you everything, and you'll never believe me because you don't give a fuck.
Boogie would then upload a now deleted video where he went on yet another rant about how he finally got the upper hand on his critics.
I have a friend who works for the FBI, and I asked him how to deal with the online harassment that I get from a certain subreddit, from Kiwi farms, from places like that. And he told me the only way to fight that stuff back is to expose those people for what they really are. So that's what this video is. I'm going to show you some receipts that I think you should see. And after talking to my friend at the FBI, after talking to a friend in PR, they made a suggestion, and that was to bait them and see what would happen. So I did. I had a private conversation with somebody I knew who posted on that message board, and I filled it full of tons of misinformation to see what they would grab a hold of. I told them all kinds of outlandish stuff. I told them that I was writing a book, which is not an entire lie, but I told them that I was swatted twice in December. I told them that that I dated a girl that was 43 years old for the last couple of years because I wanted to see what they would do with this information, and I just wanted to keep them busy.
What they latched onto, though, I was totally surprised with what they latched on, because they incriminated themselves so beautifully that I can't. If you have respect for these people after me showing you this, then I don't want you to have respect for me, because I no longer respect you. Right here in one of the most upvoted posts on this entire subreddit, they show where they both doxed me, where they searched police records involving my address and my home information, and they have literally gone completely batshit insane.
It's almost unbelievable how Boogie handled this situation, as if he was purposefully self-sabotaging. With deranged outbursts like these, he became even more unpopular, which meant he was again losing his already dwindling fan base.
Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Francis. I took over the stream. Boogie's not here. Did I see Reddit today? Oh, I've seen Reddit today. Ooh, we don't like Boogie anymore. Good, I don't f***ing like you. I don't f***ing like you, Reddit. Okay? I don't care. I never care. You see what this is? This is the world's tiniest violin, okay? Playing a tiny little f***ing dirge for how little of a shit I give about what f***ing Reddit thinks about me. Okay? I don't give a f***. I don't give a f***. Okay? Reddit can suck my entire d, and that only takes like 30 seconds. But when they're done, Reddit can kiss my entire fucking ass. Okay? I don't care. I don't care. And nobody cares, right?
However, there were a few successful videos here and there, like when Boogie got dental implants to replace his rotten teeth, which was similar to the success he had with his gastric bypass videos. But there is only so much body modification a person can do to remain relevant on YouTube. On top of this newfound infamy, other members of the community began to despise him, and Boogie was soon cut off from his old friends.
Boogie, we have spent our time and energy for months and months and months to help you, because you were going through a hard time. We've went out of our way to help you privately, and you keep saying dumb shit. You keep saying or doing dumb shit that will cause people to call you out. Make a Reddit post, make an angry tweet, unsub from your channel.
If Boogie hadn't had enough at this point, he'd get into his most reputation damaging incident at the end of 2020. Boogie would clash with fellow YouTube troll Frank Hassel, who was notorious for harassing people in public. The two came together for an interview, during which Hassel threatened to turn up at Boogie's house in Arkansas.
Got to say, because I'm about to tear into you, Frank. So let's let you get the first word, Boogie.
Okay. Well, you know, what I saw was a man who is like afraid to be helped. Like I saw clips where somebody was on his stream. Somebody was on his stream saying that I was going to go to his house and like do all this stuff to him. He's posting about how he thinks I'm going to rape him and like home invade him and stuff. The only thing you need to know about is that I'm going to show up. You're not going to know when, and it's going to be the worst day of your life. Boogie, I am going to be there, and we're going to see each other. Okay? You're not going to know when it's coming. You're not going to know when it's coming, but it's going to happen.
Hassel also shared a photo of himself in Fayetteville, where Boogie was residing, following their interview. "I'm in Fayetteville, you p***." Boogie told Hassel 5 times on an interview with Keemstar that he would unalive Hassel if the YouTuber arrived at his home.
Okay, and I highly recommend you don't. It'll be the last decision you make. Okay, I've played around with you. I don't know what your obsession is with me. I don't know why you think I got your YouTube channel deleted. I don't know if it's because you're mad I got your subreddit deleted. I don't know who you are. I don't know what your problem is, but I have no problem fucking ending you if you can come here. Okay? I told you very clearly, I don't give a shit what happens to me, and that's fine. But if there's a risk for me, my dog, or my roommate, I'm gonna take self-defense caution. I'm gonna do what needs to be.
Boogie would then talk about his mental instability as a way of deterring Frank Hassel.
So, why did you travel several states to pull this shit? What the f is wrong?
Let's try to dissect
It's
this a little
not
bit.
fucking funny to me. I'm not participating willingly in this. I've told you to
fucking leave me alone, and I will fucking end you if you step foot on my property, Frank. This is not funny to me.
Let's find out if
I
Frank
get that
has
you're
it.
a fucking
Let's
sociopath. I get that you're a fucking psychopath. I get that this is funny to you. It is not funny to me, Frank. I am mentally fucking ill. I am out of my mind with anxiety. You fucking know that. And I will
Boogie,
fucking
let's find out if Frank even has intentions of going to your house.
Had Boogie been less receptive to Frank Hassel, the troll may have lost interest. But Boogie couldn't let Frank's ego get the better of him.
Why, Frank? Why? What the It's not fucking funny, Frank. It's not fucking funny. When you're laying dead on my front lawn, that won't be funny. What is the fucking action you're planning? What's the action that you're planning, Frank? Because I know the action I'm planning. I'm sending you home in a body bag. That's the action I'm planning. So what's your plan? What's your plan?
With an AK trying to air me out.
Okay, number one, we don't own an AK. We have an AR. Number two, I don't need a scooter. Number three, you know where I live. Knock, motherfucker. Knock, motherfucker. You want to see it? You'll see it tonight. Come on by. Come on by.
Well,
and I'll bury you. Come on by and I'll bury you. I'm sick of this shit, Frank. I've spent the last 24 hours awake. I've spent the last 24 hours in fucking turmoil. I've spent the last 24 hours because of you, and I'm going to end this one way or the other. I suggest you leave town. That's what I think.
Frank,
You sound like you are a danger to yourself more than I am.
No, I'm a fucking danger to you right now. That's what I'm a fucking danger to. I won't touch myself. I won't touch myself. I'll fucking touch you though. You're harassing someone who's mentally ill, you sick, disgusting, depraved piece of shit. And I'm going to fucking end you if you fucking keep doing it.
Are you going to cry? Yes.
No, I will never cry. Not when I fucking bury you, I won't cry. There's no reason to fucking cry over garbage like you, buddy. I will take out the fucking trash if I have to, okay? Step foot on my property, you die. We're locked and loaded. Hey, Frank, Frank, listen. Frank, I need you to listen, baby. Okay? And I'm going to hang up and say whatever the fuck you want to.
You're crying and
I'm not crying, Frank. I'm threatening your life, Frank.
And I'm not
threatening your life, Frank. I'm letting you know that if you step foot on my property, Frank, because you have threatened me, Frank, because you said you would gag me, because you said you would me, because you said you would come to my house, because you said that there was a reckoning, because you said that there was going to be damage done to me, because you fucking threatened me. Castle Doctrine says I can fucking end you the moment you touch one of my blades of grass, and that's my fucking intention. I'm waiting. We're locked and loaded. Show the fuck up.
Keemstar would bring the interview to an end. Ensuing, the two remained in a call, during which the altercation continued.
Show the fuck up. Come here, pussy. Come here, pussy. Come here, pussy. Come here, pussy. Little fucking pussy. Oh, I drove all the way to your town, but I don't have the balls to actually show up. Come on, pussy. Come on, come on. Your town, but I won't drive the extra 3 miles. I won't drive the extra 3 miles because I'm such a fucking pussy. Show the fuck up. I will end you. Come on.
But this only fueled the troll's fire.
A video game YouTuber in Fayetteville reportedly fired a gun after he says someone showed up at his house to harass him. Stephen Williams, who goes by Boogie2988 online, said someone traveled from out of state as part of a harassment came from a rival YouTuber. Williams reportedly told the person to leave and fired a warning shot. Police say they are investigating a harassment complaint.
Come on, you what's the deal?
The following day, Frank Hassel was at Boogie's front door with a camera in hand. The most sensible thing for Boogie to do at this point would have been refusing to acknowledge Hassel.
You're a pussy. You won't even open the door?
Oh, I will.
And then what, you're gonna shoot me?
No, I'm thinking my roommate will.
You're gonna kill me?
I guess so, buddy. Just give me a second to get my dog wrangled.
You're a pussy, dude.
Oh, hold on. I'll show you.
But he'd fulfilled Frank's wildest dream. Boogie ended up answering the door with a firearm.
Yeah, on 3, pull the trigger.
Okay. Is this what I have to do?
You oh my god. Is this real?
But Frank, with a camera in hand, realised, though unarmed, he was in complete control of the situation.
Are you gonna shoot me in your doorway? Yes. You're f***ing deranged.
I'm asking you to leave. This is my home. You are not welcome here.
It didn't take many buttons to push before Boogie erupted and made one of the worst decisions of his life.
Fire it now! Fire the warning shot now.
Boogie shot his handgun in the air as a warning for Frank to leave his property. Regrettably, the cost of such a stupid act would be paid solely by Boogie, as shooting a gun in an urban area is both dangerous and illegal.
I'll shoot to.
If you're gonna shoot, you shoot yourself.
No, I plan to shoot you, bud. I'm
Right here, right here.
Okay.
Right here.
Okay.
This clip of Boogie went viral for all the wrong reasons. Frank Hassel literally destroyed Boogie2988, goes to his house, threatens him, and literally gets him put in jail. Frank Hassel won. The whole situation went from Frank trespassing, a misdemeanor, to Boogie irresponsibly firing a gun, felony aggravated assault. Goddamn, Boogie is stupid. Even in these unsettling circumstances, Boogie couldn't stop himself from displaying his erratic behaviour towards anyone talking bad about him online. With Boogie holding the titles manipulator and liar, there was some speculation that this was staged. Because of the memes and absurdity of the event, it ended up being a massive spectacle which made Boogie even more infamous. The following year, in May 2021, an arrest warrant would be published of $5,000 for Boogie, and he'd be fighting one of the most unnecessary legal battles known to mankind. Around this time, Boogie's channel was muddied, viewership was abysmal. With an average of 50,000 views per video, he'd try everything to revive his once flourishing channel, recreating viral hits from the past such as Dramatic Fat Guy Splash 2021, but in comparison it was easy to conclude that his channel was failing. He lost ties with a number of other creators, including his friend McJuggerNugget.
I usually stay quiet, but when you just tweet that much, clearly you're asking for something. And it's not about the real issue at hand. This is referencing my earlier tweet. People are weaponizing this issue because they have personal problems with me. What are those personal problems? Well, Boogie's alluded to it, but of course, tries to make him seem like the white knight here, holier than thou. We all know you've had your foot in your mouth more times than we can count. I've always been there for you. I know you talk about Swift being a good friend, but I was there for you for so many years. You met Swift because Swift was my cameraman. I was there with you with your divorce, with your weight loss, with your teeth surgery, all the internet trying to cancel you, the amount of collaborations we've did, me going out of my way to see you, to see how you're doing for so many years. And I've always been one of your biggest supporters, even when everyone else didn't have your back. When you were about to get canceled or I was there. And so for this little stupid thing, you're gonna come at me and do 20 tweets, some personal shit, right? So I had a Halloween party in which Grim and Boogie were invited to. Grim's like, hey, can I bring my girlfriend? Yeah, sure. Mind you, this is my first time about to meet Grim's Toy Show, another creator. Grim instead brings two prostitutes. At the party, these prostitutes start asking everyone for name, asking my Aunt Jackie, asking relatives, asking younger adults. Super embarrassing. They get super sloshed, and then the girls start themselves at the party. They bloody up my carpet, absolutely ruined it. The stains are still back there. And then we had to kick them out. My dad told me, hey, they're getting out of hand. My dad said, hey, Grim, leave. And Grim says he's gonna put my dad through a table because he drunkenly thought we were filming a bit, which is ridiculous. So we kicked him out. Boogie was also filming the prostitutes, and my dad was at Boogie for the disrespect, as was I. And my dad makes a comment to Boogie, and Boogie says, F you, Jeff, to my own father. My dad freaked out on him, said some shit, and then I was like, yo, Boog, you can't stay here, bro. And then Swift took Boogie to a hotel, and I went and see Boogie at all. That's what they're about. So the fact they're trying to use this canceling is all bullshit. I've only ever been good to you.
I hate Boogie2988.
We seem like horrible people right now, but we've tried to help you.
I have. Oh, so I put together a group chat of 50 YouTubers. I'm talking the biggest YouTubers.
We filled it to the max.
Think of the biggest YouTubers in the platform. They were in there. And our whole goal was to stop Boogie from himself. He told everyone over the summer this last summer, 2019, he was going to kill himself. So we decided that we would save him. Every single one of us took time out of our days, and he would not take any of our advice. And it became very clear that this dude wanted attention. He liked people calling him and talking to him on the phone, trying to help him, more than actually fixing the problem. And that's what he was seeking. He was seeking someone to talk to.
He just deletes his channel.
He's done now. He doesn't have any fans. He's done.
And most notably, Ethan Klein from the Hage 3 podcast.
We're no longer on friendly terms. Ethan Klein had tweeted this on April 1st saying he was not going to do a podcast because he was bedridden. And later on that day, he uploaded images of him being in the hospital. So I tweeted this. So apparently this is very upsetting to Ethan.
Honestly, just can't deal with seeing his tweets anymore. He goes, apparently Ethan's in the hospital. I know a lot of people don't like this guy, but I really wish he'd take better care of himself. Dude he can't even wish someone well without sitting on the fence. He's like, I hope you live. He's like, I know a lot of people don't like him, but I hope he lives. It's like, can you not sit on a fucking fence when wishing someone well at least? This is the first thing I see. I know a lot of people don't like this guy. Fuck you, dude. Dumb. Such a weirdo. Why bother even tweeting that? Who doesn't like me? Keemstar?
He'd even post a video called I Need Your Help in October 2021, a desperate plea for help, begging his viewers for donations and t-shirt purchases.
The bad reason is I'm finally in a position where I have to get back to work.
In the video, he admitted that all of his cryptocurrency investments had crashed, something he boasted about less than a year before.
Since last night, and it's currently setting at 35.21, so I've made some money. So I'm hoping it goes back up to its 4K peak and I'll pull back out again. If it doesn't, that's okay. So I guess it's a meme to downplay how much money I've made off of crypto for some reason. Which is, here's the thing, you can look at the charts yourself. I bought back into Ethereum when Ethereum was $350 right after the election. And today Ethereum's worth $1,700. So you do the math. I didn't just double my money, I more than tripled it. So I don't know why people feel the need to downplay that. I saw people commenting and saying, look, he didn't actually make money from crypto. He's not actually rich. He's not actually... But here's the thing, I did. I am. And it's okay. Like, you can say that as much as you want because I know what my bank account looks like. Again, I'm no millionaire. Yet. Give me 6 months.
If his bragging didn't already do the trick, he'd even stoop to offering dating advice, an absurd twist, especially coming from Boogie.
I just want to say that money is makeup for men. Women who are not that attractive can put on makeup and look way more attractive. Well, men who are ugly like me, and I don't have to tell you that, you can see that I'm ugly. Men who are ugly like me, if you want to date attractive women out of your league, you need to start saving up, okay? And I'm not talking about prostitution. You don't have to spend the money, just have the money. The fact that you got a nice house and your bills are paid and your electricity and lights are on and you can afford a nice dinner, that's enough. The caliber of women I pulled before I started having money saved up and the caliber of women I'm pulling right now, well, let's just say the women I pulled before I made money, I couldn't stand to look at them. I was making love with the lights off. I'm still making love with the lights off, but that's for the women that make the bad decision that has to me. But they make that decision because I got money. If you're ugly, start saving. I had a nice big nest egg. I took some financial advice from a friend, and I'm not pointing fingers necessarily. I took the advice, but I put my money in the crypto market in the wrong section, and I pretty much lost most of everything. That sucks. That really sucks. It is what it is, though. I mean, like, I've come to terms with it. But I need to get back to work. I have some savings, but they're going quickly. And if I don't start live streaming and making content and getting ad revenue and stuff again, I'm gonna lose everything. And I definitely do not want to do that. So that's why I'm asking for your help today. And it's as simple as two groups of people here I want to talk to. The first of which is fans who just like the content. If you click on videos you like and you watch them to the end and you drop a like and you leave a comment and you share it with friends and you click the notifications, you do the YouTube stuff, you're doing plenty. If that's all you want to do, if that's all you can do, I love you to death. You mean everything to me, right? There's a second group of people who might find themselves able to do a little more, and if you're one of those people,
I'm asking for your help today too. Do you like the t-shirts I have? This one's not in the merch lane shop yet, but there's several, and I'm making new designs all the time. And if you like a t-shirt, buy a t-shirt. I make like a $9 profit off of a $25 purchase. If you don't want to buy something from me directly, you can shop with one of my sponsors. That's always an option as well. If you like a product I'm selling, get involved with a sponsor, shop through them, use my code. If you're in a position where you only have like $1 or $5, you can super chat that when you like a video. You can pledge $5 a month, $10 a month on the channel membership program. And if you do that, if we can get up to like 100 members, I want to start making special clips and videos that'll stay member only for the people who want to see that stuff. Well, my way of saying thank you to you guys.
Boogie would also mention publicly how his YouTube channel was worsening in its decline due to his older viral YouTube videos being pulled from the YouTube algorithm, which was taking a massive stint on his overall growth.
YouTube is starting to take my old videos out of rotation. The Francis flip the table, the Francis Mountain Dew video, the dramatic fat guy splash, those videos made next to no money because they were short and because they didn't get a lot of ad revenue and they were demonetized or limited ads. Now they're making no money because they're literally not getting views anymore, which is fine. I mean, I get it. You know, YouTube has to update. It just kind of puts me in a bad position and puts me in the position of making this video.
11k likes, 26k dislikes, for anyone curious. Just remember the reason this video was filmed in his garden is because if it was filmed in his office, we'd all be able to see his thousands of dollars worth of arcade machines, magic cards and gaming memorabilia. I'm sorry Boogie, but you aren't the only one struggling. Get out there and get a job and earn your money. Boogie surprisingly earned more than $1,000 on this eBay video, but at the price of his already diminishing reputation.
Oh, I would definitely take your donations and subscriptions today. Crypto market crashes is not fun. I am sweating it. I'm sweating bullets, boys. You remember this time a year ago I made a video saying I'll never have to work again and I'm fine and everything else? Should have pulled out of the market then. I did not. I mean, I think it's going to go back up at one point, but you know, for it is right now, scary times, boys. I'm not comfortable telling you how much I lost, but I definitely lost very much into the six figures.
He also followed up with a response addressing some of the comments that were left for him.
Left a comment that the majority of people left, which basically boils down to, I have no sympathy for you. You need to get out there and work just the way that I am. And I got a lot to say about that. First off, he's not wrong. The majority of people need to work for a living at a 9-to-5 job. And I might very well be one of those people. And I've started looking. This deck is stacked against me a little bit though, because keep in mind, I've been disabled since 2008. I don't have a working back. I can barely stand up. I can barely move. That's why I have to be in the pool for exercise. That's why boxing was probably only a pipe dream, but it's something I work towards anyway and will continue to work towards.
He also tried to justify his excuses for his shameless eBay strategy, citing that many other creators do the same.
I mean, I did do the YouTube thing. Hey, like the videos, share it with a friend. If you like my stuff, check out my Patreon or my merch. Every YouTuber does that, and I saved it for the end of the video. But if you look at the beginning, what I asked for was for you to come back and maybe watch my new content, and if you like it, stick around. I don't understand why everybody got so mad.
Other creators would instinctively react to this pathetic eBay video after going on yet another Twitter rant.
Instead of uploading a video e-bagging,
yeah,
what about like if the YouTube thing and the entertainment thing is just not working out, you're not making enough money, like what about like getting a job? Because as a viewer, when I see anybody do it, it's not just about you. When I see anybody doing the e-bagging thing to an audience, I'm like, but you're talking to people that have jobs. Like you can't, like this is a dream. Like, you know, being a content creator is like a dream. And if you can't make ends meet, then like you don't deserve to be in the entertainment space.
I agree entirely, yeah. But let's imagine the scenario that we find a company that wants to hire me, right? I'm disabled to begin with. I can't do physical labor. That's not a thing I can do. My back literally doesn't work.
Yeah, but you can't work an office job like answering the phone, doing sales or anything like that?
Right, so let's say that's a possibility. Now that company wants to hire me. Now I have no degree, and and I have no job history. Literally, the last time I worked was 1998. Okay? So, I'm also mentally ill.
Boogie, I don't care if
Mentally ill?
Boogie, when I call,
I'm also a felon. So we now need to find a company that wants to hire a disabled.
You're not a felon.
Mentally, yes, I am.
No, the felon charge got dropped.
No, it didn't. I pled guilty to it.
Oh God, Boogie, why?
And Boogie would again play victim by releasing a video titled How YouTube Promotes Abuse, in which he rambled on about how he was dissatisfied with YouTube and the way others were treating him.
YouTube profits when I dare speak out against it, and YouTube profits when a large creator dunks on me for talking about it. They make millions. If you know me as a creator, as a friend, as a fan, you'll know it's so beyond reality, it's laughable. Boogie's never actually been mentally ill. Boogie could lose the weight if he wants to. Boogie is abusive to women. Boogie posts to TikTok to children. You've heard this shit. Content creators have posted this shit over and over again on this platform. YouTube has profited from it, and when I speak out against it, large creators punch down to make fun of me for taking the bait.
He'd also claimed that the reason why people began disliking himself and Wings of Redemption in the first place is primarily because of their excess weight and
locales that YouTube makes money off of their harassment of, right? Wings of Redemption, Dark Side Phil, me, you know who I'm talking about. It's funny what those guys have in common, huh? Fat and
Boogie blatantly refused to acknowledge his shortcomings, and it's fair to say his shame was long gone, as he would then go on to announce the creation of his OnlyFriends page a few days after making a video highlighting his monthly expenditure.
That means in order to maintain this current lifestyle, I need to make about $75,000 a year. But that's kind of what I need. If you guys want to see actual porn, I'll do boogie porn. I don't care. I've got female friends who work in the camera industry. They'd be willing to have with me on camera. Do you guys want to see me bang relatively attractive women? Is that something? They're probably not going to be like stupidly hot or anything. But I mean, would you guys pay to watch me have sex? I think a lot of you would, just out of the sheer desire to see how it works. Work is work. How many times have you heard me say that? Work is work. And I've known a lot of workers throughout my life, including my own mother who did stuff similar to that at one point, but also dancers and strippers and cam girls and fans girls. I've been friends with all of them throughout the years, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that type of work. You may not enjoy it, you may not choose to pay for it, you may not choose to do that type of work, but if that's what somebody else is doing, hey, all the respect in the world for it. As it is right now, all I want to do is goofy, shirtless nonsense. But if the money was there, never say never.
A month later, in November 2022, Boogie would announce that he had been diagnosed with a rare form of blood cancer, which he mentioned as life-threatening.
That I likely could potentially have a form of cancer. Turns out I got a rare blood cancer called polycythemia vera, which basically makes your body produce too many red blood cells. And when I started taking that testosterone supplement 7 or 8 years ago, however long it's been, we knew that this was a possibility. You never think you're going to be the guy who gets that side effect though, right? You never think it's going to be you. But sometimes it is. It has to be somebody. But the good news is, I mean, this is a disease that takes a really long time to get you. Statistically speaking, I'll die of a blood clot or a heart attack or a stroke due to one of those blood clots. And most people, after getting diagnosed, live another 20 years. So if you're gonna get a cancer, this is the one to get.
He'd then follow up this video with a tweet mentioning, "I got my official diagnosis today, so why not? I do in fact have a type of blood cancer called polycythemia vera. It's extremely slow moving and many people live with it for decades. No big deal. In order to put things into context, we have to examine the events that took place following this supposed diagnosis. A year would pass and a documentary would be created about Boogie, produced by Mike Klum on the 31st of October 2023, showcasing the sad reality of what Boogie's life had become, spanning his decades as a YouTuber. Mike Klum spent several months with Boogie documenting how depressing things were due to his reckless financial decisions.
I probably spent about $100K, yeah. Now, for that $100K, I got to go to Disneyland and go out to dinner and go to shows and travel and do all kinds of great shit. I did a lot of really great shit. Also, sometimes I got laid a lot. You know, you've heard the really gross stories, obviously. I just spent $100,000. It doesn't matter if you're a millionaire. I'm not a millionaire. But if I was a millionaire, spending a tenth of my income, a tenth of my value, is f***ing insane. That car is worth a third of what my house is worth. My house is worth $300,000. I still owe $200,000 in the house. Now I just put myself $100,000 into the fuck. Oh my God, it's crazy.
The documentary revealed how Boogie progressively lost all his savings throughout his lifetime due to his poor spending habits. Because Boogie's expenditure was so high and YouTube AdSense was no longer supporting him, a regular job would be in Boogie's best interest. Boogie would also tweet out around this time that he was on to his last $17,000 he had saved. So Mike aimed to land Boogie a corporate job by signing him with a professional agency in the hopes of stabilizing his income. However, in the documentary, Boogie is seen intentionally self-sabotaging this interview.
You are here today because you are seeking employment.
Yeah.
You're seeking out new work opportunities.
Absolutely.
Tell me a little bit about your background and where you think you want to go with the experience that you already have.
I did work at a small gaming store back in 2006, 2007. I am disabled. Recognized by the state of Arkansas, but also the United States government. There's that. Now, the downside of that is I am extremely depressed, so there's some mental health issues that we bring to the table. And then physically, I am morbidly obese. I have no references, no work history, and no education. And when you Google my name, you might see rumors that my ex-wife, and I'm also a should mention I'm also a felon.
Okay. What's the nature of your felony?
Aggravated assault.
How old is it?
About 2 years.
Okay. So I think there are some avenues you could explore. I definitely don't think it's impossible, but you have some challenges.
Yeah.
Lots of things in life are about your mindset. And you're using weight and disability, I can't. If that is the attitude that you're gonna have when you approach everything, then you can't, and you won't.
I did work in the industry for the better part of 7 years, so I mean...
Be real with me. Do you really think it would be a good idea to go to a real interview and reference?
He'd also list all his medical conditions in this documentary that he was diagnosed with until present day 2023.
Sleep apnea, swelling due to blockages of lymphatic flow, seborrheic eczema, chronic back pain, protein in urine, that's from kidney damage, folks, high blood pressure, history of gastric bypass, intestinal malabsorption, vitamin D sufficiency, because like most gamers, I hate the sun, morbid obesity, major depressive disorder, major anxiety disorder, history of diabetes mellitus, blood pooling in veins, varicose veins of the legs with complications, degeneration of lumbar or lumbosacral intervertebral disc. That means my back don't work so good. History of basal cell carcinoma, that's cancer, and of course I can't breathe so good, so asthma and allergies as well.
These two details would place the final nails in the coffin for the grave Boogie had been digging himself over the last 5 years. Despite making the initial video in 2022 claiming a diagnosis of cancer, a year would pass, and during this specific documentary created by Mike, Boogie had not mentioned his blood cancer diagnosis when listing off all of his supposed diagnosed medical conditions, which concluded either his cancer had been rid or he was lying to deceive his audience. It's worth mentioning that at the time of his diagnosis in 2022, many would question the authenticity of this, and in order to gain relevancy, Boogie took to Twitter threatening he'd be flagging creators who talk about him in a slanderous manner. Innately, if you've built a reputation on lies like Boogie had over the last few years, many requested proof that what he was saying was true.
I see the rumor mill's creeping back up again. The same rumor mill that's accused me of God knows what else. And this time they've decided that I am faking my cancer diagnosis. And whereas I know that those people know better, I know that nobody's that fucking stupid, it's still gonna spread like wildfire. So number one, if you're that kind of person, fucking stop. I get it's fun to LARP about me. I get it's fun to pretend that I'm a piece of shit. And I get that I made my mistakes in the past. But cancer's not something to pretend about. Cancer's not something to joke about. Cancer's not something pretending that I'm lying about. Cancer for clout and views is a fucked up thing to do. Get help. Secondly, if you see a YouTuber saying that I'm faking this shit, link it to me. I normally free speech advocacy the whole.
To this, he'd follow up by mentioning, also just show your medical records. F you parasocial piece of shit. You have no right to my medical records, and you'll never see them. Go f yourself. Boogie was back in the game. The attention he'd been devoid of was at his fingertips once more. Out of pity, Keemstar acknowledged Boogie's financial situation and came to his aid by hiring him on a show called Lolcow Live.
Wings of Redemption.
Get Dark Side Phil involved, but I would work with Wings at a heartbeat.
I was going to have Wings of Redemption, Dark Side Phil, all right, and Boogie2988. Have them as the host of a podcast and call it the Lolcow Podcast, right? That's what I was going to call it.
Yeah.
I was going to pay them $50,000 each.
Wow, I'm making more than them.
For 1 year. For 1 year. Now, do you want money or not? It's either yes or no.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Keemstar, and I had a dream. I had a dream of getting DSP, Wings of Redemption, and Boogie2988 on a podcast, the Lolcow Podcast.
But little did anyone know, Boogie would sabotage everyone's trust once more. With an audience in hand, on June the 26th, 2024, Boogie uploaded a video imitating Andrew Tate while promoting a crypto coin called Faddy.
There's some misinformation being spread around right now by certain influencers. But I'm here to tell you the truth and the hacks to help you break free from the matrix so you can be a brokey like me. Now listen, you may know there's certain myths that are being pushed on you to keep you in the rat race and enslaved to certain disciplines. But I'm here to dispel those myths for you. Number one, everyone thinks you have to have a perfect body, fit to stave off any attack. That's lies. This body wasn't by accident. If you don't have anything to steal and you don't look like a threat, then no one's going to attack you anyway. You see this body? This is what peak performance looks like. And it wasn't an accident. Do you have any idea how much discipline it took to create this body? Do you have any idea how many carbs you have to ingest to maintain this kind of mass? But it guarantees that when people look at me, they don't see a threat. Myth number two, a man must build an empire to have any true worth. Haram! That is haram. True happiness comes from the simple things in life. An aquarium and a goldfish, 2 small dogs in a video game. That's real happiness. You don't know the pressures that comes with money. You got to determine what you're going to invest in, what you're going to buy. What would you buy? Ethereum? No. True freedom comes from being a wage slave. You don't want all of that pressure of trying to decide what color your Bugatti's gonna be, do you? The myth number 3 is that if you are fit and you are rich, then you're gonna have different beautiful women lining up for you every single night. Well, that's true happiness comes from one woman a couple of times a month. Little Andrew's out there needing consistent validation. Oh, love me, won't you love me tonight? Andrew, that's true happiness is found by staying with the same woman, whenever she doesn't have a headache. And you know what gives her a headache? Competition anxiety. If I were rich and I were thin, she'd be afraid to stand next to me because other women would be looking. And I promise you, no other women are looking. Be a man! Make sure your woman feels secure by knowing you're not going anywhere. A fatty is a community for like-minded individuals that are broken free from the matrix. True happiness comes from a goldfish, from the same woman a couple of nights a month, and the occasional meme coin. Fatty for life.
Somehow, convincingly, a large sum of his fans purchased the coin just for Boogie to dump on them some days later. Boogie then excused his actions of promoting the coin by tweeting, "As this was explained to me, it's a meme coin, it's a joke, it's not to be taken seriously, it's for people that think like this is funny and they have enough money to burn. If you're not rich, then just laugh and enjoy. If you're rich and want to around with your money, then do this for a laugh."
I'm going to give you your first challenge. If you're holding my coin, your coin's value just went up. I had my team burn 50 million tokens. That way you have to work even harder to be a broke like me.
But this wouldn't go unnoticed. CoffeeZilla, a well-known expose YouTuber, uploaded a video titled "Confronting Boogie2988 on Crypto Scam" on the 24th of June 2024, in which he did exactly that.
Today I confronted Boogie2988 on a crypto pump and dump he did, where he got paid $10,000 to promote a coin, and he said that he thought that just because he said, "Hey, don't buy this unless you're rich," that nobody was going to put their money in. A few hours later, $3 million worth of trading volume had been done. And I tried to tell him and explain to him that that's how these deals work. Insiders pay you, the celebrity, to go ahead and promote something. They paid him $10,000, and then people end up buying the coin. It doesn't matter what you say. The whole point is they're renting your likeness, renting your image in order to do that.
While on the call, Boogie made horrible excuses as to why he had scammed his fans.
What do you have to say for yourself?
Well, I don't think it's a pump and dump. It is a meme coin.
It's literally from a thing called Pump.Fun. What are you talking about?
I never knew who Pump.Fun was until today.
Well, that's what you tweeted. That's what you tweeted. You said, "Oh, we're gonna break."
I learned about it today, so I also tweeted about it today. People would buy one coin to come onto the server and hang out around. That's what I thought. That's my understanding, and that was the point.
We're asking people to invest in a financial product, not just a community, right? You understand that. This is not...
Boogie would then mention that although he had promoted the coin, he was adamant that none of his fans would purchase any.
$dollars of trading volume on this little coin that you just promoted.
Well, I told them they won't make money. I literally told you you'll go broke buying this coin.
You can't think
in the tweets and in the videos. I said, don't buy this coin. You'll go broke. If you want to be broke like me, buy this coin.
There's literally no way you believe you're going to get paid $10,000 for something, and those people aren't expecting a greater return on their investment.
He'd then justify his wrongdoings by claiming the company he'd promoted for solely wanted name recognition.
Glad to make their money back or even spend the money to get name recognition. I can name a dozen.
These people are spending money to get Pump.Fun meme coin name recognition?
I presume.
He'd then guilt-trip CoffeeZilla, claiming he wants no trouble and isn't trying to worsen his alleged cancer.
Literally just fighting for my life over here, and a lot of that involves staying home, spending my money where it needs to be spent, and trying to just not stress myself out to make my polycythemia vera any worse.
Boogie would then make the excuse that he was doing good and those who had lost money should see it as a lesson to be learned from.
If I get paid to tell you this might be dangerous for you, invest smartly, yes, I think I would love to get paid. I'd love to be paid to be an example of somebody who lost their ass in crypto and teach people that very important lesson. I think that's a very good lesson to learn.
You think making people lose money, that's a good lesson?
No, I wanted to keep them from doing that. I wanted to get the message out to make sure they didn't. That's the point. I thought it would go viral as a meme coin, as a joke, as a comedy bit.
Boogie would end things off by claiming he needed money for his cancer treatment, hence the desperation of promoting this coin.
Being genuine with you, and I do want to be genuine with you and the rest of the internet, I'm in pretty dire need of money. I have a lot of medical bills and I'm fighting cancer. I very, very much need the money. I'm on $1,800 for the medications right now. I need the money to pay for that. I have a $2,000 a month mortgage.
Even if Boogie did promote a scam to pay for his medical bills, it still doesn't make it moral, as he had many opportunities in the past to work a normal corporate job. For example, when Mike Klum helped organise an interview for him. The cat had been let out of the cage. Boogie had been sussed, and instead of owning his mistake, he doubled down and attempted to pump the coin further by encouraging his viewers to buy more tokens in an attempt to aggravate those calling him out.
I even have people like Penguin Zero, the nicest people on the platform, calling me a piece of shit for asking my audience for help. So I'm never doing that again. So that's where the crypto bros are going to come in. I'm asking you specifically for help. If you are a multi-millionaire holding a giant bag, let's really piss off CoffeeZilla. Right now, the entire YouTube community has its eyes on our tiny little stupid meme coin. For some fucking reason, I think we should use that. They got mad when we had a 30K market cap. Imagine how pissed off they're gonna be if you guys decide to get it to $1 million. In fact, we looked up some of the wallets that were trading this stuff, and there's no reason you guys, just the ones who traded it on day one, couldn't get it to a $10 million market cap. CoffeeZilla would have a seizure. Mudahar would be so mad, he would come over here and shoot me with cancer. And you know what? If we hit $1 million market cap, I'm actually going to sell my coin, because I could use the money. Because again, the whole reason I did this is I don't want to lose my fucking house. I want to pay my fucking doctor to fucking fix me. Is that so fucking wrong? Maybe I did fuck up, right? And maybe CoffeeZilla's right. I'm entirely fucked. Maybe I'm going to jail. Maybe my credibility's fucking ruined. And if it is, let's make some money doing it. Because if this is the last thing I ever do on the internet, let's make it successful, boys. So if we're going out, let's go out with a f***ing bang.
Boogie would then have another meltdown on Twitter, claiming that the Faddy coin was targeted towards millionaires, crypto bros, and makes a brash statement that none of his fans bought the coin anyway. I genuinely thought if I said don't buy it, people wouldn't buy it. Who knew people would want to be broke so bad? Boogie continued to make up excuses after excuse about why he had promoted the crypto scam. He'd even offered to make amends with those who had lost money on this coin by publicly apologising to them. But an apology from Boogie isn't really worth much at this point. As people looked for answers, Boogie would come forwards and mention the reason he promoted the scam. His Keemstar had not been paying him for being co-hosted on the LolCow Live.
And after multiple different lies, after multiple different excuses, Boogie uttered this lie that pissed me off so much. Boogie told CoffeeZilla that he can't refund the money because he's not getting paid from LolCow Live. He's not getting paid. He literally lied to CoffeeZilla, acting like he wasn't getting a check from this fucking show.
Keemstar would then confront Boogie about the statements to CoffeeZilla while live on the Lolcow channel the following day, although what transpired next was the exposure of the biggest scandal Boogie has made in his entire 17 years on YouTube.
As to whether or not you have previously paid me. What I told him, and what I'm certain that he must have told you unless he's a snake, was that you had not paid me yet for the month. I did not know what you were going to pay me because we were deducting money from the trip and I didn't know how it was going to work, and I needed every dime in my bank account that I could to make sure that I could do the traveling and pay my fucking mortgage and pay my medical bills and pay for everything else.
A whole ton of fucking words, a whole ton of words. But CoffeeZilla didn't just tell me that you told him that you weren't getting paid from this show. He played the fucking recording because he recorded you.
Streamer Destiny would join the live stream after Keem and Boogie's argument and question Boogie about his cancer diagnosis in 2022. Destiny had noticed that Boogie was manipulating others on social media by using his supposed cancer diagnosis to justify his crypto scam just days prior, so Destiny took on the responsibility to probe the authenticity of his cancer.
Boogie2988, you are being confronted tonight.
Go ahead.
I am 99% sure that you are faking.
No, don't move.
You are faking your cancer diagnosis, Boogie.
Okay, let's hear that.
Let's hear that.
Did the doctor ever tell you, or did he ever say the word cancer?
He said polycythemia vera, which is a form of cancer, as he explained it to me. And no, it is not secondary polycythemia, which is Nicholas Diorio's explanation for this bullshit.
So I think it is secondary polycythemia.
Well, then
can you
why
explain?
why would he call it polycythemia vera? Why would he tell me that I have hormone markers in my blood that tells me I have polycythemia vera? Why does he order a bone marrow biopsy to confirm it?
Well, if he ordered a bone marrow biopsy to confirm it, it would be weird that you told us that you already had a diagnosis and a confirmation.
Because the markers are in my blood. The hormone markers are in my blood, Destiny.
Correct. But you said that you had received a diagnosis, but now you just told me you got a bone marrow biopsy.
It's a diagnosis, and now we're confirming. It's called a confirmation. The hormone markers are already in my blood.
Yep.
And
So I think
we are confirming it with the biopsy because I'm wanting to do that, because I'm praying to God I don't have cancer.
Destiny had a sixth sense that Boogie had been faking his cancer diagnosis and began questioning him, to which Boogie poorly defended himself.
Why are you praying to God 2 years after you said that you have cancer that you don't have cancer?
Because 2 years ago, they told me I have polycythemia vera based on the fact that I had increased red blood cell counts, increased hemoglobin, and the hormone markers in my blood. And it all spelled pretty definitively that I have this. And so he wanted to get a bone marrow biopsy, but it is intrusive and expensive, so they decided to forego it. I would like to still get it done, because I am hopeful, I am praying that there's a fucking merciful God of the world that would be willing to fucking let this be wrong, even though it most certainly is not.
So why are you talking about expensive cancer treatments if they don't even know if you have cancer? That nothing
Because
has been.
they're treating it, dipshit. Because they've been treating it for 2 fucking years.
How are they treating it, Boogie?
Blood tests, blood thinners, bloodletting, medications. They're trying to get my weight down. I'm seeing the doctor every 3 fucking months. I'm doing blood tests every fucking month. We're doing it.
So they don't know
Yeah,
if
what
you
do
have
you wanna
cancer or
know?
not. So can I understand
You wanna
this?
hold my fucking hand?
Destiny had Boogie trapped, and the only way Boogie was able to prove he had polycythemia vera was to show everyone his medical records.
Right into diagnoses, and it's going to list everything that a doctor has ever said you had.
Yep, I just read it to him.
Okay, and so it lists the cancer there?
Yes.
Okay, so you could screen cap that and just show it. I mean, that's what I did, and then that would be the end of it.
Absolutely. And I made the decision 2 years ago that I would not do that, and I would rather leave the internet than to give the last shred of fucking privacy I have left.
It's fair to conclude that Boogie is an open book who has practically shared his entire life story publicly, so it would be fair to assume he would undoubtedly share his medical records to prove Destiny wrong, as this was another reputation damaging situation he found himself in.
Yep.
And then it lists what you have. It doesn't tell you who the doctor is, it doesn't tell you what hospital you go to. It literally just says the disease name.
And I won't be doing that.
But I don't understand why not.
Because he doesn't have
I
cancer.
got about.
He does have cancer.
Yeah, that's going to be the narrative they'll go with. So that's.
Well, no, I mean, I'm legit trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. When I checked on you for the crypto thing, man, I said I'd take your word that you had cancer. I'd take your word that the medical is expensive.
Yeah.
If Boogie was to emerge with cancer in this situation, how bad would that make streamers and the public alike look as they doubted an actual cancer patient?
I'm never showing any of these motherfuckers my medical. Go f yourself. I said that 2 years ago, and I'm staying by it now. Destiny, Jackson, Clark, Keemstar, you can see it when I fucking die. It's my fucking goddamn medical record. I've given you every goddamn phone call. I've given you every fucking text. I've given you. It's never made a single goddamn thing better. I'm not gonna fucking do it. Go f yourselves.
You could easily end this right now by just
I would
showing
rather
these
you
diagnoses.
motherfuckers continue to LARP. I would rather you motherfuckers continue to LARP than to have
Okay, well,
the
here's
last
the question.
goddamn thing. The last
You're the one-
goddamn thing.
you're the one
the
accused of
last piece
LARPing.
security I have in the fucking world.
However, Boogie denied the request.
I'm
It's
going
not- it's
to
not a
leave
narrative.
with one goddamn shred of privacy. That's it. I'm good. I'm good.
So your shred of privacy is this, but not being naked on film, not talking about porn, not talking about
Boogie would then mention that he is looking directly at his phone, which highlights that he is indeed cancer positive.
Jesus.
You lost wings.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know. And it's right. It's right here too. And I'm gonna die on this hill.
Well, it looks so bad. Nobody
I
can
know it
be
does.
on your
I know it
side.
does. I don't care if they do. It does.
I don't believe
failed.
that.
That
I don't
ship
believe that you
failed.
don't care. I
Boogie,
believe
can we talk to your girlfriend? Boogie, can we talk to some sense in your girlfriend?
Keemstar would then urge Boogie to let his girlfriend speak on the mic to find out if what he was saying was true.
Girlfriend, what's happening right now?
Do we really need to drag her into it? I mean,
Oh,
Jesus.
no. Come here for
No,
a second.
Jim,
So
she
they
has
can
to
hear
know
you.
that her
Come here for a
boyfriend
second.
could get
Baby.
50K right now just to
Hold on.
prove.
Hold on.
She needs to know
Let's be
that.
real.
Can you
65,000
can you
Disney
can you
trip.
speak
she
to the
lives there.
microphone and let them
She's
know
about to be
that you were in the
homeless. She
room when
lives
they
in that
diagnosed
house and
you
she's
with
about
when
to
they
be
talked
homeless.
about polycythemia
I
vera.
suppose that's
You let them know that you've heard them say those words.
Confirm that they said those words again.
No. They've offered me you remember we talked about not sharing my medical records last night, that I wouldn't do it under any circumstance, right? They're offering me $50,000.
You're coaching her.
They're offering me $50,000. Oh, hold on. You can tell her. Here, you tell her.
Okay. Listen, Desi, so this is what's happening, right? A big streamer is calling him out, saying that he has the wrong form of that disease. It's the non-cancer one, based on his treatments and whatnot. Boogie is saying he has the cancer one. So they're asking for proof. If he shows the medical records, the pot is up to $50,000 he would get, and he's still refusing to do it. And he's saying he's going to quit the internet, quit the show, quit everything, and sell his house, the one you live in. That makes no sense.
Can you blink twice if you can answer freely?
No. And for the record, by the way, baby, I already looked it up on the web portal. I already screenshotted it. It's a matter of just fucking dropping that in the group chat.
But Boogie would just refuse to show his diagnosis, even when offered hundreds of thousands of dollars from other streamers.
No.
Send it to me.
You.
Via text. Why? You think I would leave? 4 days have passed by. Boogie hasn't even come to the conclusion of I'll just show it and that'll be the end of this. He's still fighting it. It doesn't make any sense to anyone.
It doesn't I can't I can't fight with him. I just have to stand by him, even though it may not make sense. It is what it is.
That's my man. I'm gonna stand by him.
If Boogie can confirm, that he has polycythemia vera, and he actually has a doctor confirmation of the blood cancer, I'll throw $5,000 towards his medical treatment. I'll make that personal pledge right now.
Hey, you need the
10,000.
money.
You're not seeing my medical records for 20, not for 50. You're not seeing my medical
$5
records.
grand.
I said this.
Yes,
I
he
said
doesn't
this
have to
a
see
year
the
ago.
medical records. All he needs to see is
A year from now.
Okay, so I just want people to remember in the future then, when Boogie says, I have to do XYZ scam to raise money because my medical bills are hurting so much, he can speak publicly about his medical issues to scam his fans to raise money, but he can't take $5,000 to privately confirm a diagnosis that he already publicly said he has. Doesn't make any sense.
When given almost $100,000, $60,000 of which put up by me, I was willing to wire it to an escrow account just to get a confirmed diagnosis because I personally could not believe that I could witness a person who just could not prove they had cancer, especially when they've been grifting off of it for over a year, okay?
Boogie has never given a about privacy. Every single aspect of his life, he has pushed into the public eye that people have to just like have their fucking retinas burned out against their will because Boogie is shoving every aspect of his personal life down their throat. Yet this is the one thing he wants privacy on, even though he himself was the first one to ever talk about it. It just doesn't make sense.
Boogie would then temporarily delete his Twitter as creators started uploading videos criticizing Boogie for allegedly lying about having cancer as he refused to share his diagnosis.
If you're somebody out there who has basically said they have cancer and you're making money through it and you're trying to earn a living, you know, for the people who you want to leave money for behind, it's probably worth proving that you actually have the serious illness you claim to be profiting from, right? Or at least claiming to people and gaining their sympathy by.
So he'll scam his audience for $10,000, but he won't just briefly show a little piece of his medical record here for 80 grand, 80,000 clams?
In an immediate defense, Boogie involved his brother with him tweeting, "To those who are trolling my brother, I can confirm that his diagnosis of polycythemia vera is absolutely true. He has suffered with this debilitating condition for at least 2 years. I stake my reputation as a health professional on this fact." Several days later, LolCow Live would return for another live show where Boogie was confronted again by Keemstar, Wings of Redemption, and Mutaha.
Anti-cloud.
Just fucking prove that you have cancer already. God damn it. If you really have this, just prove it right now. Quit fucking around.
What proof do you want?
What is, there's no, just
diagnosis.
show the portal. Show the portal. You send it to me, I'll send it to Muta. Muta's not going to share it with the world. I will not share it with the
I'm
world.
definitely not sharing. I'm definitely not sending you Muta's fucking.
Muta's going to leak something. He does all kinds of news reports and keeps shit off record all the time. If it's off record, it's off record. This would be an off record thing. I want him to see it and I want to see it. Send me and I'll send it to Muta, and that's where it will go. It will go nowhere else.
I'm not doing it online.
Make the right decision now and prove
What's
it. So
the wrong decision? To not share my
That's wrong. Because you publicly said that you had it and you didn't back it up. You publicly told the audience that you had cancer, and now when you're being confronted with, oh, he lied about this, you
want to know something?
That's
you want to know
wrong.
what me off right now, Boogie? You want to know what really?
Breathe?
No, let me finish.
Hate everything I
No.
do.
It's not about that. It's not about
weird.
that. It's not a hate boner. I'm just calling you out on bullshit. You know,
Okay.
literally a day ago, my cousin just had her breast cancer come back. Okay,
Well, that sucks.
metastasized, by the way. No, let me finish.
I didn't give her fucking cancer.
No, it's not that. This is how much
Shit,
cancer
you're gonna tweet
pisses
her
me
fucking-
off.
Oh, I see
This
where you're
is
at.
how
You're
much
gonna tweet her medical
cancer
records? You're gonna
lies.
tweet her medical
This
records
is
real
how
quick?
much cancer lies me off.
Boogie would then become aggressive at Mutaha as he once more pushed for Boogie to show his cancer diagnosis.
That far younger than you.
grounded his
Yeah,
own
you should be fired. You should be
My
removed
dad
off the
grounded his
platform. You are the worst fucking person I have ever seen on this platform. You are absolutely one of the worst people I have ever seen, dude. God
30
damn.
years die
Jesus
of fucking
Christ.
breast cancer
Get
that's
the
spread
fuck
to your
out. I don't
brain.
believe anything that's happening. You're
Hey,
fucking
I
ass
don't give a
lying sack of
Hey,
shit,
my
bro.
fucking dad died of
God
black
damn.
lung that led to
Whatever.
fucking lung cancer that killed
Yeah,
him.
I'm sure he did.
My
I'm
mom
sure he
held
did.
fantasy drowned in his fucking blood. Died in 2001.
I'm sure he did. You can open up about everything else except that.
Danielle Mooney died of fucking breast cancer.
You can close everything about his life except for
her 2
one
days
thing that
before
was
she
proven.
died. She died with a
Just for everything
in
that
her
was
in her fucking hand. And I would never lie about cancer. And it's
Yeah, you would never lie about it. You
think
won't even
I
prove
would.
it. Oh, I 100% believe you're not just lying
you.
about this, but everything
0%
else.
chance I'm proving a goddamn thing to your dumb
Yelling is improving anything. Yelling improving.
I'd rather fucking go down. I would rather die of cancer with everyone think I'm lying than
Guys
prove
are very
goddamn
fucking
thing. You're a piece of shit, manipulative ass. Go.
My manipulative ass. I'm the one getting manipulated, and he's the one getting failing. Rolling a fucking critical failure.
Manipulation. I'm telling you that you can believe what you want. Go yourself.
Where's rolling a 1 on the fucking?
At approximately the 2-hour mark, Boogie would finally admit that he was not diagnosed with polycythemia vera.
Like I said, I still need to get the verifying test. I told you this.
So
Right, we know this. We know that everybody knows it.
I have plenty of things that I can send him. I can send him results of blood tests showing my fucking red blood cell high. We could probably give him the fucking
So
code.
Vera's not on there. Vera's not on the portal.
I don't know, man.
It's not.
I can send you a bunch of stuff.
You said 4 days ago you were looking at it.
Yeah, 4 days ago you said you were looking at it.
Like
So
I
it's
told you,
it's
I
not
spent
on
the
there.
last, like I told you, I spent the last 2 years getting treated for it. I've been told by my doctor for the last
It's
2
fine,
years. This is
Boogie.
fake.
Just admit it's not on the portal.
It's not on there. I told you this.
Okay,
I told
thank
you I have
you.
to do the verifying
Thank
test.
you. All right.
I can send
You
you
don't have
blood
Vera on
test.
the portal.
I can give you blood test results.
If you don't have polycythemia vera on the, you don't have it on the portal.
He doesn't have it on the portal. He tried
There's
to
other
look for
things.
it.
There are
and it's
other
not
things
on the
that are not
portal.
on the portal that we've talked about.
Okay.
And again,
There we
if I
go.
was, and again, if I was a
Mystery
liar,
solved. You don't
again,
have
if
the
I,
cancer.
and again, if I was a liar, again, if I was a manipulator, I would have sent it.
To
I
be-
would have sent a
to be
screenshot
fair.
3 days ago. I would have prepared something for this. The reality of it is, I just want to be genuine. I want to be honest with you. I'm telling you, I've been treated for cancer for 2 fucking
took us
years.
8
I have the cancer. I'm being treated for the cancer. Exactly.
And I
that's
find
what-
it hard to believe, and I'm not willing to disbelieve
It's
that
fine,
3
Boogie.
doctors who
Stop
said
freaking out.
diagnosed you,
No, that's why it
them
sucks.
wanted to put it
No,
in the chart.
That's why it sucks that I'm getting called by all of my favorite creators a liar when I'm not fucking lying.
You
And it's
lied
not-
1.5 years ago about a diagnosis.
Told me. My doctor told me I have cancer. God damn it! It's in my medical charts. My brother's seen it. Where's the lie? My brother's seen my medical charts. My friends have taken me to visits where they took my blood.
Boogie would then reinstate his Twitter and make a tweet that not only destroyed his career forever, but would also confirm that he'd been lying about having cancer for the last 2 years. According to the internet, I lied about cancer. However, for the last 2 years, I've been treating the symptoms of that cancer, blood tests, medications, and so much more. We still have one test left to do to verify which cancer it is. For now, we have been treating the polycythemia vera, which is the cancer they told me that I have. My brother has seen it in my medical charts. My girlfriend and best friend have been present when the doctor spoke of it. We are now doing more tests to confirm the polycythemia vera or determine if there is a second cancer present. We are starting with a colonoscopy to see if there is a cancer present there, as I've shown signs that prostate cancer is present. I was panicked when my doctor told me I had cancer 2 years ago, and when I was in a vulnerable state, I shared that long before I should have. It was a stupid thing to do. I should have never jumped the gun like that. I have never done a GoFundMe. I have never asked my audience for money to treat this cancer. I never have and never will. In fact, in my years as a YouTuber, I've donated and helped raise tens of thousands of dollars to St. Jude's Cancer Research Hospital to help people suffering with cancer. My father died of cancer. My best friend from childhood died of cancer. My friend John Total Biscuit died of cancer. Cancer is not something I would ever lie about, but I should have waited for the final tests to be done and not just repeated what my doctor had to say that day. I'm sorry that I ever spoke of it, and moving forward, no matter what happens, I will not speak of it publicly. I consider this a closed matter and now will make sure it remains a private battle that is shared only with my closest loved ones. I'm sorry for those hurt or offended by either the rumours that have floated around or by my actions when I spoke too early about my cancer. Of all the mistakes and fuck-ups I've ever made in this life, this was the one that will haunt me to the bitter end, as it should. I'm genuinely sorry.
Boogie faked cancer. Oh my god. Oh my god. Took us a long time to get to this.
I will go down in history as having faked cancer, but
I still very likely have that cancer, and me and my doctors are looking for it. And so for those who are wishing it on me, and I'm one of those people, with the colonoscopy, maybe we'll get some good news. Don't count me out yet. Because there's still very much a real chance.
You're literally right now, and this is so insane, but you're like hoping that you have cancer. Just like when you told me on the phone, you are. That's like, what is fucking wrong with you? No, you hope.
Boogie would then begin to manipulate his audience once confronted on the Lolcow Live about why he lied, and he would try to guilt trip both the audience and Keemstar.
That I am going to go down in history as having faked cancer, and then still might die of cancer. So
if you have what you thought you had, you don't die. You live a normal life.
Again, if you look into it, it increases your chance for stroke or heart attack dramatically. And that's why we've been so serious about it, and why I've thrown so much money at it, because my doctors have told me that this is life and death now.
Really, Boogie? And if this was life and death, then you'd lose weight and you would have gotten shape. If it was,
I'm down 24 pounds in 6
months. And
that
doesn't matter, because 2 years ago you found this out and you gained weight in that time. So come on, stop. This is more manipulation. The audience is not going to fall for it.
In an attempt to make amends, Boogie would mention to both Destiny and Keemstar.
My most prized possession. He mailed it at my cost to Keemstar. It's $200 to mail it. It's my gold play button. It's irreplaceable. It's not the modern one.
We're gonna auction it off for a cancer charity or something. Boogie wants it to go to St. Jude's. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, and I think again, St. Jude's has been held accountable the most. I've raised money for St. Jude's in the past. I think it's a great charity. I've given money to St. Jude's very frequently. They're based out of Memphis. I like that they're in the South, but they also have been found. Destiny, check me on this because I could be wrong. But I've been told that they give almost 100% of the money that you give goes directly to treating children.
After Boogie's confession, Destiny and Keemstar would uncover more hidden information about how Boogie had been playing things up over the last 2 years.
Check this. You can check this and verify this. And
No,
I'm
asking. I'm genuinely asking.
No, you don't need to ask me. Hold on. You don't need to ask me to verify the authenticity of St. Jude's. I'm sure that information is publicly available. I'm not here to offer you any condolences or to make you feel better or to appease you by asking me nonsense questions like that in order to seek sympathy or assurance.
It's not a nonsense
That's absolutely not what
I'm saying. I don't want to accidentally lie anymore. I'm just trying.
Wait, hold on. You didn't accidentally.
Wait, how do you accidentally lie?
No, stop. Hold on. You didn't accidentally lie before. You intentionally lied multiple times. You said you had a confirmed cancer diagnosis. You lied about that. You said you were looking at Vera on the document. You lied about that. These were all confirmed lies.
It is my understanding that St. Jude's uses 100% of the money given. I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, people will think it's a lie. So I'm just trying to be extra careful. That's all I'm saying.
Fine. No, but what you just said before about accidentally lying, you weren't accidentally lying. You were. That's why it's called a lie. You can't accidentally lie. That's just called being wrong. You intentionally lied before.
In the video, I was told by my doctor that I have polycythemia vera, and we're treating you for polycythemia vera.
He might have uttered those words, maybe. He might. I know. I'm sure he said polycythemia, maybe. And he might have even said polycythemia vera. He never told you that you had cancer, though.
That's fair. That's true. I had to Google that.
Okay, yes. Which is what we thought.
God.
That's what we thought in the beginning. He probably told you that you have an elevation, everything. You have polycythemia. You probably Googled that. You might have thought that he said Vera. Maybe he up and said Vera, but he never said cancer. He never said cancer.
Polycythemia vera many times. Many times.
Oh my God. What just happened? What just happened? Your doctor did not tell you you had cancer?
Correct. That's why this was the very first question I asked when I came on your show 3 or 4 days ago.
Even once you're coming clean, you're still saying that your doctor told you had cancer. And the tweet that you put out after you confessed to be lying about this and you had no confirmation, my doctor is telling me I have cancer. Now, just now, we're finding out
polycythemia vera is a cancer.
No, that's manipulation right there. You keep saying that your doctor said the word cancer, and that we just found out now he didn't even do that.
I mean, he didn't say you have cancer. He said you have polycythemia vera, which is a form of cancer.
Oh God.
Just to be clear, I would be shocked. I also don't think it's true. I would be shocked if a doctor would tell you in technical terms about a particular cancer and not tell you that it's cancer, and then let a patient just go home and discover on their own, I have cancer. You didn't even tell me. That sounds wild.
Okay.
I think I've made my decision. No, I like really have now. Like, I think you understand how severe this is, right? But it's a very complex thing.
Of course.
You're fired. You have to be fired. You are fired. You are fired. You have to be kicked off this show. This is crazy. This is so fucking bad. And I have sympathy for you. I actually do. And I know a lot of people don't. They want you dead. But I do, because I understand how complex this is. I truly do. But like, this is so fucking bad. I don't even have other words than just bad, 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 bad. And I know that you're not evil. I know you're just, I don't even have a better word for this. You're retarded. You're retarded.
Over the years of mistakes, Boogie has lost all his influence, and it seems the once alternate persona Francis has now become the real Boogie2988.
I want to die. That's what I say over and over and over again. I hate being alive. I hate being alive. I hate breathing. I hate being alive. I'm in tremendous pain. I'm in tremendous pain. Help me, help me, help me. I'm in so much pain. I'm in so much pain. I'm in so much pain.
All right, well then, okay, let's get off the internet. Let's just get off.
What do you want me to talk about instead? What do you want me to talk about instead?
I'm not, this goes back to like last night. You're not mentally fit to be on the show.
My mother twitted my tipples as part of the abuse, and she twisted my balls and my, and she told me that was disgusting and awful, and she told me that only disgusting, awful people had it. No, my dad debated in front of me and showed me and asked me if I wanted to join in and encouraged me to. I did. I did. I did. I did. I did.
No.
There. Can we be done? Can we be done with it? Can we be done with it?
We're done. We're done. We're done with it. We're done with that conversation. I don't.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're done with that conversation.
I hate myself every second because I'm a piece of shit. Have you not read the internet?
The internet's not always right. Like
they are. They are. They are. I am a piece of shit. I am human garbage.
Do not hit yourself.
Yeah,
or I have
don't
to
hit
hang
yourself,
up.
please.
Or I have to hang up on you. No self at all. In fact, the yelling and screaming is kind of self. You gotta stop. You gotta talk.
Cheeseburgers, me. Let me do that for a year.
You gotta talk normal, bro. You can't have these outbursts like this. Come on.
I don't want any of those things.
We
You
have
understand?
19,000 real viewers here. This is not bought it.
We have 10 million. I don't care. The only thing I care about in the world is not being in miserable pain. That's all I want. That's all I want. I want to wake up tomorrow not in miserable pain. That's all I want. The 10 million, 20 million, 5 million watchers won't do that.
How's your weight doing? How's your weight doing right now?
It's down because I'm on a medication that I can no longer afford, by the way, but I've lost 24 pounds on the piece of shit. But I get to put it all back on because I don't have the money.
Let's
to pay
go.
for the goddamn medication.
Guys, he lost 24 pounds. 24 pounds.
I get to put it right back on.
Congratulations, buddy. 24 is a big deal.
I get to put it right back on.
No, you're not going to put it on. You lost it. Good job.
It was the medication that did it. Let's get no longer fucking it.
That's good.
It's bad. It's bad. How's it good that I can't afford the medication? How's it good? How's it good that I can't afford the medication?
You lost
How's that
24
good?
pounds. You lost 24
I'm gonna put it right back on.
Why are you saying that? Why are you instantly?
Because I can't afford the medication. Because I can't afford the medication. Because I can't afford the medication.
Why can't you afford the medication?
Because I lost my job.
No, you sold your part of your job.
Yeah,
Like,
you're getting money for that.
Which I need for mortgage, but I can't make YouTube videos. I can't live stream. I can't even sell my cards on whatnot anymore.
Have you tried making
I'm
YouTube
banned
videos?
from the internet. Remember, Keem? I'm banned from the internet. You don't let me do shit. You told me I'm not allowed to do shit.
That's
I can't even sell my products on whatnot. I
That's-
can't even tweet. I can't even post. I can't post my girlfriend's. I can't do shit. Boogie, keep your chin up, man. You'll get through this. We all go through the storm sometimes. Fault sees us through it. Thank you.
Look, that was inspirational. They had your back.
I don't know. I don't care. I don't care. I just want to get through it. I don't care.
You got
Let me
this.
get through it.
You got this, bro. Let's
Shut up. Shut up.
You're doing good.
Shut the f up. Janelle Am says to me it comes down to credibility, as in the Boogie has none. I'm having a hard time giving him any benefit of the doubt. I'm all for listening to all survivors. It's really hard to accept that I'm an advocate, but I can't.
Do
That's why I told you, no, I can't. told you I couldn't talk about
Boogie,
this.
you knocked this out of the park.
I begged you not to make me talk about this on the show. I begged you.
You crushed it.
I begged you. I begged you. I begged you, Dan. I begged you.
You crushed it. You did very good tonight.
I begged you.
You did. What's going on over there? You did fine. I think you broke your computer. Hello? Are you there? Oh my God. I think his roommate cut off the power. Oh no.
It's a regretful trend that shows no signs of slowing.
The end of that, man. I do not want to do this. This is going to allow me to forgive myself. If somebody else out there decides to forgive me too, that's great. But it allows me to just let go of the situation because I'm over it. I don't want to feel like anymore about this. This is not on Keemstar. This is on me. I'm the one who jumped my diagnosis. I'm the one who talked about this before I got fully diagnosed. I'm the one who up. I'm the one that has a history of pathological lying. I'm the one. This is me. This is me.
Actually, that's real accountability. Wings, can you believe this?
Oh my God. When you put this punishment up there, I didn't think he'd ever go for it.
So getting canceled for this. I am so getting canceled for this. Oh. All right, Boogie. For your final step, you need to take the L.
Regrets.
Wait, is it done?
Is it?
Is it?
Yep, it's done. Oh my God.
I'm so glad we decided to go bigger. It is so much nicer looking.
Yeah, it looks good. It actually looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can rock it, man.
Yeah, you definitely can.
It better.
You're gonna rock it.
All right, listen, man. I'm done with punishments. I'll come read those donations. It's going to take me a little while to get home because I'm not close, but
I'll see you.
I'm done. I'm done.
I will see you as soon as you get home. See ya, Boogie.
And Boogie has been losing subscribers since 2019, when he peaked at 4.6 million. A gentle giant who once shared stories about his traumatic past became the man-child he publicly
I'm sorry,
criticized.
Daddy Keemstar. I'm sorry, Nicholas Di Fiorio. I don't know how to pronounce him. I'm sorry, Jordy. I'm f***ing sorry. It was stupid of me to go on Rich's show and give away the storyline. I'm a attention hog piece of shit. It was stupid. I should have left the moment Muda came on. I'm stupid. I'm sorry. I understand your decision. I'll hand over any passwords you need, wherever you want. Sorry.
And whilst Boogie became a man-child, at least he didn't ruin his reputation for messaging children. Click the video on screen to find out more.